All right, we're live. Well, actually, we're not really live. You're listening to WRSU 88.7 FM New Brunswick. And I got to be honest with you, dear listeners, if you're tuning in, it's not actually Thursday at 10 p.m., and we're not live. We want to be honest with you. This is actually a pre-recorded thing on Saturday afternoon. I'm here with the Latchkey kids. You guys want to introduce yourselves one by one? Or what?
Oh, yeah.
Which order are we going in?
Happy to be here. Let's go counterclockwise.
Joey, I'm the guitarist of Latchkey Kids.
All right.
I'm Justin. I'm playing bass.
All right.
He's doing more than just playing bass. But my name is Kyle, and I am the drummer.
My name is Hanny. I'm the singer-songwriter and sole proprietor of the credit card for Latchkey Kids.
That's good to know.
My name is Dana. I am sister of the lead singer and sometimes occasional backup and merch gal this time around.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a good band there. But we have the whole band, but Hanny's the only one with an instrument here.
That's right.
This is his weapon of choice.
A guitar.
Lucille.
Yes. Guitar can do a lot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you say Lucille?
Yeah.
That what you
Where'd
call it?
Lucille come from?
I just named her right now. It's Phoebe Bridgers' middle name.
Shout out Phoebe Bridgers,
Yeah.
my goat.
Anyways, I mean, we're here. Yeah, we're here at the Latchkey Kids. This is Overnight Sensations, by the way, if you were wondering. And I'm AJ.
I'm Jake.
It's Jake. But yeah,
That's true.
we have a good show today. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
some cool
we're,
people.
We're playing tonight in New Brunswick, and we thank you guys for having us on the show
Well,
on a
people
Saturday.
have listening have already seen it. Hopefully, the show.
By now, yeah.
You
I
know,
hope so.
it's weird.
We're speaking through the future.
We're like
Yeah.
time travelers, right?
This is like strange, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
What's
yeah.
what's
Flex
one thing you guys
capacity.
hope to get accomplished by Thursday when this airs?
Get home safely.
Thursday, by the time, well, this is Overnight Sensations, of course.
Mhm.
So we're hoping that overnight this becomes sensational.
You guys are sensational all the time.
Oh, thank you.
Big break. New
what
Brunswick
is-
Sunday School.
What is happening? Yeah, well, after
There are a
that,
lot of agents going to be there tonight.
I think so. There are people talking about. There's a lot of old heads coming for us.
Really?
I have to say,
That's cool.
Yeah.
some old heads are coming out.
It's always a good time when you guys come out because we have it's like a little reunion, you know.
Yeah, it is. It is. Old people, young people, some babies in the audience maybe tonight.
Infants even.
Infants, yeah. Well, maybe we might pay for babysitting, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
We're
fun.
going to pay for a babysitter for Justin.
Yeah, we have a babysitting fund. If you're a Latchkey
I'd like
Kids
that.
fan over 35 and you have an infant, you can dip into the fund.
Oh, I don't know. Do you guys want to play? I mean, do you want to play a little something and then we
Yeah.
can talk about it or whatever?
Absolutely. I'm gonna play a little revamped version of a new song
Okay.
that just came out a couple weeks ago.
I think I know. What
Yeah.
you're talking about.
This is a song called Athena,
All right.
and my sister arranged it. So Donna.
And how?
Yep. So interestingly enough, I'm playing a song that I wrote but rearranged by someone else.
Interesting.
Not just anyone.
But it's like you and me,
Yeah.
same person.
She's
same
like
thing.
my kidney stones. All right. This is
Yeah, that's horrible.
let's yeah.
What a beautiful thing to say about
Let's
your
not
sister.
let's not follow that thought with. Okay, so this song is called Athena. Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah.
You were Athena, queen of Athens. Now I'm living in your ashes. She says, when you know, you know. And I know we know now. Oh. Now you're Athena in Manhattan, but I'm still living in your ashes. You were Athena. Athena, queen of Athens, in the greatest of epochs. Discovered dungeons, we rode dragons, and we stole fire from the gods. There's still so much that we could talk about. I don't really want to wear this when you know you know. And I know we know now. When you know you know. And I know we know now. There's still so much that we could talk about, but I don't really want to wear this down. You can always find me with streetlights shaped like candy corn, Route 18, howling out my window in the dark. You can't save me, I'm mourning. The stains the shape my soul was born in. You were Athena, queen of Athens. Now I'm living in your ashes. You were Athena, queen of Athens, but I'm still living. Oh, how am I living?
Woo. Oh my.
That's Athena.
I'm crying at 2 p.m. That was great. So that was called Athena.
Yes, that is.
That's
Athena.
a new one.
That's the new one, leading us into the next chapter, hopefully, of Latchkey Kids Incorporated.
So you want to go into that? Like, what mode are you guys in right now? Are you going into an
Mode.
EP, an album?
Oh man, we can't reveal too much, but we did.
You
did.
guys love moving in like, secret, like real
Big
G's
things
move in
in the
silence
work.
like lasagna. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Big things
works.
coming. Big things coming.
Where we like to be stealthy.
Yeah.
You know, there's a stealth. We're we're just working hard. We're in an era now where we're gonna work hard and we're gonna keep working
I
hard.
mean, I can definitely tell that, and I mean that song's great. I mean, obviously, not obvious, maybe not obvious, but I love it. I mean, it's so emotional. You can hear that for sure. Did you want to talk at all about it, like specifically?
Absolutely. It's really special to be here with you guys talking about it because Athena is the culmination of so many songs I wrote over the past decade, at this point. And it's just about a character that I sort of developed in my writing based off of someone that I really cared about and sort of changed my life at a young age. And it was about my time in college and sort of feeling like I was a part of a community that felt very mythological,
So you're bringing it back to like
yes.
ancient Greece or whatever.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think the lot of the songs that we have been working on and that we're going to be sharing with people over the next few months and such will be pretty much us closing up a lot of those chapters and maybe mythologizing some of that history, So that's kind of why a lot of the the songs to come, if you keep a lookout, might have a bit of a Greek mythology bend.
I like that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I mean, I love a theme. That's always fun. But
Yeah.
I
It's like a loose concept album. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's cool. Interesting. We need to do more concept albums. People stop doing that.
Yeah, that's what. come to Latchkey Kids Incorporated. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We write
I
weird
mean,
concept
Yeah.
albums.
I mean, this is where it all comes back to. Route 18. I love that. I mean, Route 18 is so symbolic to me, obviously. But it also like runs right through New Brunswick, which is also like another thing.
So New Jersey.
It's so like it's like the heart of New Jersey to me. I mean, you
Yeah.
got the Parkway, but
Well, so that's sort of the history of our band. We started here. We're all from Jersey. I was I was a student here at Rutgers, and I used to find new bands, and I text my partner at the time of these like new bands, and we used to swap new, punk bands and indie
Yeah.
bands. While I'd be on the like LX or something, curving around on Route 18. So a lot of my favorite, I can remember what part of Route 18 I was on when I heard like, the Menzingers for the first
Yeah.
time or something.
It is,
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and then like the notion that like when you're a sophomore, freshman in college, when you have a friend that has a car and like you all get into the car,
Like
like
Greasy.
everybody's, yeah, right. Exactly. Everybody's pulling down the windows and you're all, howling out the window. And
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's sort of the trying to bring back some.
I mean,
of that
that's
feeling.
definitely like a huge part of Rutgers too. Is like the car kind of culture almost. Like,
the one car culture.
The
Like,
cars.
like
the car of the
freedom.
friend group.
like you can walk places, but if you don't have a car, like you're kind of. I mean, you can go take a bus to like other campuses, but you're kind of stuck here. You know?
Yeah, totally.
And like, I don't know. It's cool. It's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And,
The idea that like I can imagine going on Route 18 like one specific route because of the buses. But then when you're with your friends on Route 18, you can like
you can do whatever.
you can do whatever you want,
But- It's interesting how that thing kind of repeats itself. Like we definitely had that. I mean, we like lived in Demarest, whatever, after you, but we had like the car guy. Shout out Ricardo.
Shout out Ricardo.
Shout out Ricardo. Ricardo's car.
Yeah.
Ricardo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
we
sing
call
that.
we would call it the Ricar.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But he's like every night would at like 2, 3, 4 a.m. would come in the basement and be like, "We're going to McDonald's, guys. We're going to Wawa."
Yeah. And then when he got a new car, we called it the Ricar 2.
Yes.
Oh man, that's great. It's like the
But
venue we
he's,
played
like,
last night. Onion transfer.
Always willing to go anywhere,
Union
you know.
transfer. Oh
And
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've driven people, but my car's not good for people.
Oh,
we
yeah.
joke that it's like not made for people. I drive a Mustang, and it's like not really like. It's made for like two people semi-comfortably.
It's made for serving looks.
It's
That's
as
what
close
it
to the
is.
asphalt
Lukes.
as you can possibly be
Yeah, it's
without
very
like,
low. Like
skidding.
Jake has to like
Yeah.
crouch.
For our audio listeners, I'm a little tall, so I have to sit
He's just a little tall,
with
not
my
that
neck
tall.
with my neck like touching the ceiling.
Yeah, he's like 5'11" or something.
Thanks, man. But yeah, back to Latchkey Kids. How did you
Those
guys all
guys.
get roped into this?
Yeah.
What are the origins of the Latchkey?
A lot of money.
Let's go back to the start.
I'm
Fame.
getting paid $10 a
Notoriety.
minute for this, so
I think you
Um,
should start because you were in this first.
sure. Yeah. Long story short, I was a young child up in North Jersey where there was not a music scene at all, and our only route was online Craigslist and posts about bands and hey, join my bands, and it was literally like you would put your age and where you're from, and it was kind of creepy. But either way, met this one dude. The Craigslist post was a punk rock open mic at the Meat Locker, which it just felt like I don't know, like just wild, but also like I've never seen a punk rock open mic,
Yeah.
especially like in a.
Do you guys
dingy
know what the
place.
Meat Locker is?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's like
That's OG.
I'll get back to that, but yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot of history there, but so either way, I said I'll do it, and sorry.
It's all right.
Whatever,
Editing.
apologize.
Beauty of post. It's gonna be a pipe clang.
Sweet, yeah. Do whatever you gotta do for that one.
Sorry.
We're
It's
gonna
all
make
right.
this really unbearable for yeah.
Go ahead.
We're just
More
gonna
pipe
cut,
clangs,
We're
the
gonna cut
better.
you out of the whole thing.
That's
man.
fine, dude. It's just blank space right here. Yeah. Wow, really cool. Yeah. But either way, so funny enough, a dude named Jack Bravstein on that same post. I don't know. I forgot how we linked up, but we linked up, and he was like, "I live around the corner from you," and I was like, "Sick," and I was like, "Okay, what's your address?" And then he gave it to me, and I went over there, and that's all we spoke beforehand. He lives off like this dirt path road, creep house with like a farm outside, and me as a 17-year-old kid just got my license with my drums in my back, said, "I think this is it," and we went practice in his basement. It was cool. Played the open mic to one person. It was the owner of the space, which was whatever. But another way, at the end of the night, he was like, "Dude, I'm in a band, and we practice in this dorm, which is Demarest."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You should come through," and I did, and
The rest is history.
yeah. And then this kid, Annie, came down with a fez hat and sleeping pajama pants.
Because that's
And I
what you do
was-
in your Demarest. You walk
Yeah.
around in your pajamas.
And, like,
At a Fez? Where did you
strange
procure a
outfit.
Fez?
I'm a Fez kind of guy.
I think it stayed
Fair
in
enough.
that closet in the basement for at least 2 years after that. But,
Oh yeah.
but I really thought he was the biggest nerd. I'd never see him again. So, um,
There you go.
but then we started, and then he joined Jack and the Meoffs, and then I joined it, which was Jack's band, and then he was in another band called the Off Brand. I joined that band. We've been in both
There
those
you go.
together, and then one day, Off Brand ended.
One day I wrote a song called Creasy's Car,
Yeah.
which is like the first Latchkey Kids song, and it made me want to quit my band. I wanted to quit the band that we were in for like
Was
6
that
months.
the reason?
I mean, yeah, I was like,
I
we're
didn't
never
know
gonna,
about that.
we're never gonna do this song, is what I felt like.
I cried.
And then I
that
quit the
night.
band, but I was like, Kyle, it's gonna be okay. Just like give it some time. And he was like, I quit the band, and then the band fell apart, and then Kyle was like, you left me in the dirt, like, I was
This
like,
is like a year and a half of me driving an hour to go see these kids in a college dorm.
and I was like,
I was like, we're rock stars, man.
I was like, Kyle, just wait, just like let it simmer for a bit. Let me make some demos, and he's like, I don't know if I'm gonna work with you anymore. You broke up the band. I was like, you goober. Everybody else in the band isn't gonna do this kind of material, but you will. I think you're gonna like it.
It's all
Just
part
give
of
it
the
a.
plan.
It's all part.
All
Just
part of
like,
the
just
plan.
hold on, hold your horses. Send him some demos, and he was like, I think the program drums suck. And I was like, yeah, they
no,
do.
You showed me at the top floor of Demarest.
Yeah.
That's where you showed me the songs. And it was like, it was kind of cool. I think you showed me Running Late and Creasy's Car or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. We should do this. But that drum suck, dude.
Yeah, Demarest is a magical place, truly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is magic. It's mythological.
It
that's
is.
why
It
that's
really
why I
is.
write about it in that way.
One thing that's so inspiring to me is how much lore this band has, and it's just like something I want to pick your guys' brain about for hours. Like
Oh,
Yeah, we're very lucky.
I think
actually
I-
for it.
you two were like sitting on the couch in Sunday school, and I was just like zoned out, and I was like, I could have just sat there for like a day just listening to you guys talk about like random stuff.
Well, it's just like unk energy.
If
you're just-
energy.
if you're just in a place for long enough.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess. That's very bold of you. I mean, that should be talked about or established. Like, I know you know, but like,
What's
Craigslist, going finding
Oh,
random
dude.
people.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
You
have
could've been
one.
kidnapped,
I
you know?
have one tattoo, and it's in a no man's land on my body, and because I didn't want my mom to find out.
Yeah.
But
I've
I
seen
met the dude
get you.
on Craigslist. This is my only 2 Craigslist stories, no more. And I went to his house the next day after meeting him, and he was like, another band post, by the way. And he's like, oh, I do tattoos. And I was like, sick. And then we did a stick and poke in his bedroom with my pants half off. First time I ever met him.
Yeah, I thought Kyle was like the coolest little kid. Like he was just
Yeah.
the funniest.
well, they're
Mother's
free.
son.
Listen, it's not live. It's not live. We're good.
You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's only Kyle's only 2 years younger than me, but I was in my like studious college vibe. So the dynamics was very funny. He was like fresh off of being a lacrosse player, driving his GTI.
I was still in high school.
Very-
by the
I
way,
thought he was like
just
a
to let you
skater
guys
kid.
know.
But it turned out we're both just softies. We're
Aw.
both like
Yeah.
folk music, and 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 actually got along on a lot of real life stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that became the basis of our relationship. I used to say my little brother, but he's kind of more like my big brother now because he tells me where to go and what to do.
We're just
Adorable.
brothers, brother. We're just brothers.
All right,
Brothers.
All right.
Brothers.
All right, brother.
No need for a
Brother.
big or little or small. Well,
It was a big little program. That's how this band got started.
big little. Yeah.
You guys are
No.
frat.
Was
or
a-
what?
But I do
Right,
think
yeah,
I
yeah.
do think it is remarkable that Kyle was a 17-year-old. I mean, he was. We were all teenagers,
Mhm.
but practically I was 19. So
I wasn't allowed to drive past 11 o'clock. Let's just say.
But
that.
it was different when we were in college and we were
Yeah.
hanging out with people that were like 23, 24 even, like at shows. And then we'd bring this kid from high school along. So it was really a cool thing.
I mean, yeah, but I respect it. Like sometimes in life, you just gotta do things. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we played a show once in Highland Park at a house where there was like, am I allowed to say this? Remember that show we played with the Off-Brand? There was like a lot of instances that shouldn't have been there.
Oh
and
boy.
and I was like, we should not be here.
I was probably
Shout out
like, this
Highland
is
Park.
amazing. It's like, wait, drugs?
But
What
there
is
would be a
that?
lot of moments where I was like, am I gonna get arrested one day for like like places?
No, it was great. It was definitely like a weird vibe coming from high school, and then like on the weekends coming up here and spending the night
Yeah.
in a dorm for like 2 days,
Yeah.
and then driving home at like 2 a.m. to go back to high school at like 6 a.m.
See, like I
Just
never
for-
knew any of this existed
Oh,
before in high school, and I was
Yeah.
just lost, you know. But
Dude, go on Craigslist, bro.
I don't
Meet
know.
some
Is there
dude
a
that's in a
modern
band.
equivalent
What?
to Craigslist?
I
don't
hope
know.
not, dude.
Like, because
No, I
I've
don't know.
I've heard of Craigslist, but I always thought it was like eBay.
Oh no,
It's
no,
like-
Craigslist
it's like
is
a-
very
very
similar,
it's still
but
popping.
it's
I'm like-
personal,
I'm
man.
like showing my
yeah.
age here, but like I don't really know
know.
what Craigslist like is exactly.
No,
like,
like
really?
yeah,
you
me
just
neither.
post
It's
and, like,
literally
find
anything
people.
you
Yeah,
want.
that's what I thought.
That's
right?
it. It's not like a you
But
could
it's kind
sell
of like a
car.
lawless land, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
no,
you
it's
can post a bunch of different services.
It's
Yeah.
just like
No.
Facebook Marketplace or something, but like before
But
Facebook
but
was a
definitely
thing.
like I don't think there's an equivalent in this fact that like everything's so much more regulated now. You can't like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
oh no.
like I need a hitman for whatever.
Yeah.
Like
There's something
Yeah.
about like the font and just how the page is set up on Craigslist. It just feels
Yeah,
sketchy.
it's
Dude, it's
sketchy.
so
Yeah.
cool.
It's sketchy.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
stopped
it
going on Craigslist after the first time the second time I went on Craigslist. It worked out for the best. So
Yeah, I don't know how you use a
Yeah.
lot. I think you were just in your growing period, right? Were your
Oh,
folks
yeah,
just like,
well-
all right, go ahead, or you were hiding stuff?
well, I was in a band for like 2 years prior, and then
That's true.
we
But
broke
also,
up
like-
and all that fun stuff.
Like in our generation, like there was a lot of unrestricted internet access going on. You know, like
oh yeah.
where you could just I don't know, your parents weren't checking all the time, and
No, no, no. That was
things just happened. But I respect
yeah.
that you made it happen. Like
Yeah.
it's cool. But like going back to like basement shows and stuff, it's interesting. Like the Meat Locker is like it's symbolic in a way of like one of the few places that has stuck around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In New Brunswick, there's that constant turnover, like especially with
Mhm.
basement shows. Like you establish a really cool thing, people remember it for a little bit, and then it like fades away into like the night or whatever, you know.
Well,
It's
even with
interesting.
you guys, you're
Nah, I
moving,
know.
right?
Yeah, we're moving, but I mean we're
Yeah.
keeping the same name. Like
Okay.
we make a
cool.
thing for like we'll be around for like 2 years, whatever.
Yeah.
We have a certain number of followers, you know. We have some great shows, but eventually no one will remember it, and there'll be a new
Yeah.
place, you know. And it's cool. Is that constant?
I think
like-
that's the cool thing though, because
Yeah.
like every
It's the
basement
beauty
we've
of it, yeah.
played, except I think is Mom's house still around?
no.
No. So like every basement we've known when we played here does not exist anymore.
Yeah, and it's
so.
interesting to me. Like I walked through New Brunswick and I'm like, I wonder what house used to be a show venue, whatever. And next year it's gonna be like the people who live there are they're not gonna know that like
The blood, sweat, the
Yeah,
tears,
they're
the
not gonna know
memories, right?
that this basement was like there were some awesome shows there. You
Mhm.
know?
Yeah,
We
even
have
like
videos and pictures
with
what-
like I think there was a moment we were talking about Gaslight Anthem playing in the
Right, right.
basement, and we were just like,
Down the
you
street.
pointed that out. I
Yeah.
think
yeah.
you were like over
When I
a
was-
house or something.
When I was in you guys' shoes, I was in college. I was super obsessed with archiving all that stuff
Yeah,
for
yeah.
myself. Like my favorite story that sort of highlights that is about My Chemical Romance.
Right.
I just said it the other day to somebody. There's a really cool video. I can't find it anymore. It used to be on YouTube around 2002 of My Chem playing this really iconic bar called Maxwell's in Hoboken.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, may have been somewhere else. I'm pretty sure it was Maxwell's though. There's a lot of footage of that. But afterwards, there was this like interview with Gerard Way about the interviewer. She was telling him, "Hey, you guys have really come a long way this year. You guys just sold out this
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
club. Like tell me about that. What do you think about that?" And he was like, a year ago, he's like, "Yeah, it's insane. This has been a great, like we put out an album. It's been a great year for us. This is before this is like their first album.
Yeah.
And he's like, a year ago we were just playing basements in New Brunswick.
That's crazy.
and I would be sitting in my living room in New Brunswick, and I'd pause and I'd repeat it, and I'd listen to it again. Pause, repeat it, listen to it again, just to kind of like sink in that one of my heroes when I was a kid is just doing the same exact thing that I'm doing.
It is cool, for sure. It's like really cool, and I think you pointed out the Gaslight Anthem. They filmed a video in New Brunswick.
Yeah, from their first album.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's cool to see. And it's just like, I don't know. I'm reading like Bruce Springsteen's autobiography right now, but like
Born to Run?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that thing.
It's
read
cool.
that puppy.
But he talks about like the unsung heroes of like people giving like these smaller artists a chance to perform and find their spot. I mean, like that's definitely Demarest for me.
Oh yeah.
Demarest is like the starting point, I think, where people really like make a band, and then you got the pipeline of basement shows where people can make a couple dollars, they can get some real experience, and then they go off and move to like Philly or New York or whatever.
Right, and try to make it.
Yeah, it's cool. And I'm like the de facto like photographer or whatever for Sunday school. And I take pictures and videos of every band that comes just so I have like a video at least of every band. Because I know at least one of them is gonna make it big somehow.
It's true, or at least somebody in that band.
You got to think like there's so many people coming through that and so much talent that like eventually someone's gonna break it.
Something's
whatever,
gonna pop.
And it's gonna be cool. It's a cool story to tell, I'm sure, and we'll be in a documentary or something to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely want to make like some sort of documentary or something talking about things in the future. I mean, everyone has this idea of like. It is a cool thing to talk about, but I want something substantial.
Right.
And I do think maybe I'll use this. It's one of these clips if someone's recording. Yeah, I mean, I just think that overturning effect is cool. I don't know, it's interesting. But Demarest, Meat Locker, those are the places that stay, and I guess bolster everything else.
I think it also keeps it fresh too.
Yeah,
when you have
for sure.
new faces and houses, and you don't have like the 30-year-old dude that's been there since 2013.
I mean, I'd love to do it forever, but again, there is something that's like it can only exist here, and like it's not within regulations. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to get whatever, but.
There has to be a looseness.
Yes,
there
like you
room
can't.
for experimentation.
It's a basement, like there's no rules, whatever.
Well, basement shows felt like Demarest without the railings.
Yeah,
When you're bowling.
That's what we felt.
Without the training wheel.
We felt like we always did. We always did stuff in Demarest and had shows, whatever. But we never charged money. It's all free.
You don't charge money. There's obviously
you don't pay the bands.
Yeah,
it's a part of Rutgers.
In Dem, it's like you're like a club. You have like you're affiliated with Rutgers.
Yeah.
You got to do something this way.
But now, like with basement show stuff, it's like we're in the big leagues. Like there's money to be made, and there are real consequences for your actions.
It's also the arena where, nobody cares if you saw, like, Against Me at the Stone Pony. It's like, okay, yeah. Sure, like that would be an immediate sellout if Against Me played the Stone Pony. But like, Laura Jane Grace or Against Me played in my basement last week.
Yeah.
What? So it's like there's always room for, and I know that like Marissa, right? Then Marissa from Screaming Females has a new band.
Yeah.
And she almost played a house or something.
She
right?
did across the street.
Yeah, that's insane. That's something. That's something people talk about.
I mean, we have a band coming through our next show. They have like over 100,000.
Can we leak it?
Monthly listeners.
Oh yeah,
the Beatles.
It's the Beatles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they're
That's
like
over 100,000.
And their top song is like 12 million listens. It's like crazy. Like people know this band from like.
Do I know the band?
Maybe.
Are you not allowed to
I guess we
say
can
it,
leak it. Destructo Disc.
Oh yeah. We
the
played a festival with them. I
Yeah,
think.
but they're cool,
cool.
and it's like just random like connection. And it's just cool because eventually they could
Virginia,
definitely
I
like.
think.
I don't know, but people know them all over the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're a
It's
real.
crazy.
I think they're like a real DIY band.
Yes.
Like a real.
yes.
So that's like all really organic stuff too. So that's huge.
But we've
That's
had
great.
other pretty big people, and it's like we've had people from like all over the country, LA, whatever, and then they tell their LA friends, and they hit us up when they're in town, and
Yeah,
That's cool.
I know.
That's cool.
You're part of that network now.
Yeah.
You guys are keeping New Brunswick on the map. People tend to skip over it. you know?
Yeah. And it's a shame because like the biggest scenes are like in the Northeast, like Boston, obviously like New York,
Mm-hmm.
and then like New Brunswick, like
Philly.
that in Philly too. I mean, but like New Brunswick should be on that list because there are really a lot of places to play here, a lot of music being made.
Absolutely.
I
I always felt that way. When I came to town, it felt like there's copious amounts of history, but like it did sort of feel like there's Demarest specifically when I moved in was like a diamond in the rough or something. Like it needed a little bit of
Yeah.
polishing, and I just always was like, oh, it's got to be this big thing. I'm in a new well, I'm focusing on other things now, like my band, but. When I used to organize more shows and stuff when I was in college, I always had the dream of like creating something really long lasting.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of letting go because I think the nebulousness is actually a good thing. When
Yeah.
things become too institutional, it can sort of like ruin the magic, you know?
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, that was always the limitation with Demarest, But it is what you make it, and like you
Yeah.
can't like we see like there was a huge turnover when we left, and like a lot less like people active in the community, whatever. And it's
Mhm.
sad, but also like it's kind of a thing. It's the ebb and flow, and you can't like force it.
No, and
It's
you have
what
to.
people make of it.
It's what I said to our mutual friend Steven all the
Yeah.
time. I said, if you guys leave and nobody wants to make music again, good.
That's fine.
Maybe
Let
this
it
next
happen.
5 years will be a visual arts era,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or it will be a photography era, or whatever. But anyway, to give the listeners some context, I feel like we're talking about this place. We all lived in well, not all of us, but I lived in the same dorm as the
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
hosting the show.
And
Yeah.
it's not just a dorm. It's a
Eh.
learning, living community. as people
It's a
say,
magical
and
place.
It's
That's what
it's
it
more
is.
than that.
It's
Yeah.
a building with asbestos and dreams.
Well, I do have. Oh, not to cut off, but I was gonna say I do have. I will share that some of the writing is like, directly very
Yeah, of course.
Demarest inspired, and
Did you
Um,
want to play some more?
yeah. I'll play since I'll get in the tuning for it, but I'll play a song that I think is kind of like a corollary to Athena. It's not out yet,
Cool.
but I'm going to tune
Yeah.
for that. But the secret to figuring out if I'm talking about Demarest or not is well, I guess I don't know how to say this without just saying it straight up. But I used to call Demarest Athens, so
Yeah.
that's where sort of that came
Oh,
from.
That's awesome. Oh wow.
Because I used to think it was like almost like a city on a hill.
But you're referring
know.
to Greece, not Georgia, right?
Yeah, I'm not. But here's the fun double entendre. Athens, Georgia is also a really cool indie rock town.
Really?
So
Oh.
I
I've
sort
never been
of
to Georgia,
I-
but I've always wanted to go.
well, yeah, it's where REM is from, and so and REM is like, I guess like the DIY band. If you like, they're like the alternative band because they did what a lot of bands have to do, which is like tour for a million years.
Yeah.
So REM was like a band for much longer than people realized they were. They had like, I don't know, 7 albums before they had a hit or something.
Yeah, I didn't know
That's
that.
Yeah.
crazy.
And they're from Athens, Georgia. And so I'm kind of fascinated by Athens. We've never been out there, but when I was really deep in my college rock, exploration, they were a town that came up a lot.
Interesting. So
And-
Athens is very important to you, obviously.
Yeah,
It's
so
a-
like, as time goes on, I can stretch it to other things, but in the context of you were Athena, Queen of Athens, I was just like trying to do wordplay about this
Because
character.
Athena's also
Right.
the goddess of wisdom, so like you were explaining that like Athens was kind of like school or like college in
Right.
a way because
Yeah.
it's like
Triple
the
entendre.
place of wise people or something.
Yeah, right. Well, and so like in Demarest, to give context, we used to have these like not seminars, sections, and you guys can explain it more than me. Sections are in the Socratic method.
Yes.
So it's
Oh
like,
wow.
It's all there's this
You know that?
Quadruple entendre.
Yeah.
No, this is it just gets deeper. It's
Yeah.
so layered.
so
Shout out
Yeah.
Athens.
shout out Athens. So this is now that you have that context, this is Orpheus.
Orpheus.
Let me take a swig of water. and then I'll play.
Alrighty.
Swig it.
Gotta grease the vocal cords.
But yeah, thank you guys for indulging our mythological BS. Alright.
It's not. It's lore.
It's lore.
We love lore over here.
It's just tricks and games.
AJ and I are
tricks
big
games.
lore guys.
Heck yeah. I love lore. Good lord.
All right, this is Orpheus.
I always hear you in an open chord, but there's something in here for me more, like who I'm gonna be when you're not lying next to me. You sent me flying, said I'd see, but I can hardly move my feet. Holy, it was holy every time we. It was heavy, but we held it up. Everyone we ever loved, crying on the phone. Strangers give me hugs and children groan, not knowing what to say. But holy, now I shower with your ghost. Ballroom dance, the living room alone. At every party you would host, for every broken soul we know. And I was broken there the most, an anomaly of hope. You knew just how to hold me. And when it snows, Athens holds a place for holy love. We didn't know who we would be, but now I'm finally off my feet. Holy, it was holy every time we.
You just wake up and you're there. You just wake
Holy,
up.
it was heavy, but we held it up.
I'm sorry that I look back.
Now hold me, everyone we ever loved, crying on the phone. Two strangers in a hug, two children grown, not knowing what to say. But holy, it's the only song we have that has a guitar solo, but Joey doesn't have this. Ready, guys? You just wake up and you're there. You just wake up and you're there, crying while you look back subway stairs. Just wake up and you're there. Wake up and you're there. You just wake up and you're there. You just wake up and you're there. I'm sorry that I looked back subway stairs. Just wake up and you're there, not knowing how to hold something so holy.
I'm excited for that one, for sure.
Holy moly.
Holy moly. It's actually has another word in it, but I don't want to sing it on air.
Holy.
You guys are so like. So, you guys were one of the first bands I saw when I came to Rutgers, and like I had lived in Demarest, so obviously like, even if you guys didn't live in Demarest besides Hanny, like you guys are just so Demarest to me. And
Yeah.
I think I prefaced with that because I think this is just me, but you guys are like Rushmore, New Jersey for me. Like it's you guys, Bruce Springsteen, like Streetlight Manifesto, and some like Fetty Wap. I don't know, but like
You know what? You should put
What?
Fetty Wap on top.
What about like
no,
Frank
no.
Sinatra?
Latchkey Kids,
He's
Fetty
more
Wap.
new.
Frank
Isn't
Sinatra.
he Chicago?
He's from Hoboken.
Is he really?
He's
Yeah.
from, but he doesn't exude New Jersey. You guys
Everyone's
exude
from New Jersey. New Jersey's the center of the universe. You know that?
You know what it is?
Yeah, for sure.
There's this cool thing when you're. So I grew up. Most of us grew up with like, if our parents had like the radio on and were like not really focused. I'm sure all of you guys probably had parents with some cool music taste too. Our dad had really great taste, but sometimes we'd flip on the radio and you get a lot of like I don't know, we just have like Goo Goo Dolls or something playing in the background, you know, or like
Of course.
Matchbox 20, like just like what people might call now like generic pop rock stuff that's like super emotional. And I sort of feel like that made its way into like my psyche a little bit, and I you know, went through a whole phase where I was like, all that stuff is lame, and then I started getting into a lot of music that was actually doing a pretty similar thing, to kind of then find out that it's all just like ties back to Bruce Springsteen. and it's kind of like when you find like your dad's old yearbook or something, or your dad's old clothes, right? And like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, that's like dad clothes, and then you grow up and you're like, this is cool. You know? So that happened to me while I was in college.
I mean,
a lot.
Your songs are so emotional, and it's like, it's cool. I mean, like you usually don't hear that level of like emotionality.
It's also really emotional, no matter if it's like acoustic or electric, because like I could like when you guys are playing like full band set, I like look around and you guys are like putting your whole like everything in like the music, and I think that's just so dope.
Oh, we feel it the next morning. Don't worry. I couldn't walk.
I
this
can
morning,
imagine.
man.
I feel like if I played like one of your guys'
we're
songs,
gonna have
I'd
to
be
drag you out of.
Yeah,
the
when I
basement
was
tonight.
19, skinny and in shape, way different. Fat, old, and working too much. Yeah,
that's funny.
All roads lead back to Bruce Springsteen or Dylan
Or New Brunswick.
Yeah,
that's actually been our thing as a Springsteen punk. That's what our not our thing, but that's what we've been saying.
Yeah, when I was 19, I found like 3 bands that just like changed the course. This band called, the first one actually is this Canadian band called the Flatliners.
It's a cool name.
Really cool, and that brought me to the Menzingers,
right?
Which are like this Philly punk band. And then the Menzingers brought me to Gaslight Anthem.
Right.
And when I found out that those guys were from New Brunswick, and they played like it was either a WRSU event or something, but like in 2008, they like played this huge show at Rutgers, and like at first I was like, oh, I don't get it, and then you know it suddenly all kind of clicked. It was like, whoa, especially that band. It was like Bruce Springsteen meets My Chemical Romance, because they have because they have like octaves on the high guitar. And I grew up really liking Fall Out Boy and like pop punk stuff, and so then it was, but I didn't like that stuff. Felt a little too much for me.
Yeah,
I wanted something folksier, like
no,
textured.
I get that because I personally am not the biggest like fan of like MCR or whatever, and I'm more into like folk, you know.
Right. Right. So Bruce is this like is the genesis of that like middle ground, and it's very spiritual stuff, you know, in a way. Very New Jersey landscape, the shore, you know.
Don't get me started talking about Bruce. He's my like personal idol, whatever, you know.
Circuses and Ferris wheel rides. And all
I
that
can't
good
wait
stuff.
till all you Springsteen heads just one day he comes out and like he murdered 10 people. You know.
Well, that's why I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I want to get a Bruce Springsteen.
Do it, Bruce.
I want to get a Bruce Springsteen tattoo, but I'm waiting till like
he's
allowed.
dies.
Well, that might, but things could still come out. You know.
Yeah.
That's true.
Especially in the wake of like all the Kanye stuff. Like anyone who's got a tattoo of that, it's just like
Oh no.
My
It's
car-
not looking great.
just
right
gotta cut the limb off.
I named my car after Bruce. It's called my car's name. I name a lot of things Bruce. I also I love Batman. So
Yeah, it's a great like. It's a very solid name.
yeah, it is. It is like
It's very like 80s cop with a
well, I wasn't thinking cop. I was thinking the opposite,
No,
but more like something that gives me
Batman's
joy.
just a cop. Batman's a narc, dude.
Yeah, but Commissioner Gordon is
No,
like,
he's not.
No.
Commissioner
We're
Gordon
gonna
is
get into some
not a
Batman
normal cop.
debate on.
Do not start
boy.
hating on Batman.
All right, let's not talk about Batman
No,
because I'll
no.
be here all day.
You
Shout
guys
out
haven't
Batman.
said anything about how you guys got in the band.
Yeah, that's true.
or anything.
Oh yeah.
If you guys want to talk about it.
Let's let Justin do it, man.
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny because I feel like the universe like really forced me and Hanny together.
Yeah.
I was a music major
Against
at
my will.
Rutgers. Yeah. I was a music major at Mason Gross here, and didn't really get any performance opportunities like through the program. So I was looking out at a lot of things, and got this offer to do like a theater pit, play guitar for it, and for some reason it just wasn't working out that like they could reach out to me and like connect me so I can audition and stuff. And my friend Isaiah, who was music directing, he was also Mason Gross student, and ran into him one day, and he was like, "Hey, we never heard from you." And I was like, "I've been reaching out so much. I don't know what's going on." But finally, he was just like, just give me your number, like, take a video of yourself doing this, and you'll be in. So the show was Godspell, and I ended up being third guitar on that pit. And yeah, I go into rehearsal, and like Hanny's there, and he was playing guitar for that show.
Which is
too.
so funny to think about.
Yeah,
You sitting there
yeah.
like reading from a piece of music, going.
And I couldn't read. I don't know how to read music.
Yeah,
I'd ask
yeah.
Joey for like, hey, what note is this? Because the other guys in the band were a little bit more what's it called?
Snooty?
Snooty.
Yeah.
Joey
What
was-
guitar
Well,
were you?
was
So
the only
I
rock guy.
so
We were the only two rock guys really in that pit.
yeah. It, also, like being at Mason Gross and just like my background and what I was interested in, it felt like I was like really out of place a little bit. But yeah, so it was me, Hanny, and then my friend Josh, who was at the time the only other classical guitar performance major at Mason Gross. It's like a really tiny program.
Yeah.
Just two guys. Two guys.
Wait,
for the
that's
whole
true.
program.
Wow.
Two.
Yeah, there was two
Oh,
of us.
that's why they closed it.
Yeah.
They closed it on them.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
gonna be
They,
a lot
they,
of beeps on this.
A lot of pipes clanging.
a lot of pipes. They canceled my major, so I didn't end up.
Wow.
I you know, they gave me the option to get my degree, but I was just like, you guys don't care about this. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna save some money here. But yeah. So we did that show, and me and Hanny sort of kept in touch. I think you invited me out to a bunch of Demarest coffee houses, so that's how I got my into to Demarest. And yeah, I think one day you invited me out to a Latchkey Kids show, and it's really funny. It was my first ever basement show. Was seeing a Latchkey Kids show, and then yeah, I just remember that night. I was like so blown away and just amazed by this band. I was like an instant fan. I love the music. And then yeah, I don't think we heard from each other for a while. But then Hanny reached out one day and was like, "Hey, do you want to like fill in on guitar for a show?" So we did a couple basement shows, and then I
Well,
think
do you know the story that actually I wanted to play with a guitarist that I knew could do harmonies? So this talk about the universe pushing its way towards us. I hit up Hyro,
yeah,
a mutual friend,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Hey, would you want to fill in? Just need one person to fill in for one show." He's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know. How my friend Joey do it?" I was like, "I know Joey. I don't know if he'd be into this sort of thing."
Yeah.
I wasn't, because I knew you were studying classical guitar, and I thought you were like a jazz guy. Because you also your band was like a little bit more fusion. You were starting. I don't
kind of.
think
It was more like prog, like psychedelic rock. It was a lot of different things.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, I'm talking about Smallisons.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I played drums and Smallisons for one.
Yeah.
one
Joey
practice,
was
and that's
starting
it.
a band like very quickly around the time that he joined Latchkey Kids. It was like two things happening at the same time.
They, in parallel. Yeah, it was just a band. A couple friends from Mason Gross were in it. My friend Hyro was in it. And then yeah, I think I saw that basement show, and then I played my first basement show with the Smallisons, and then I think we started getting things together.
Yeah.
But
So then Joey showed up and he knew everything. Like he just crushed it.
He's a natural.
He literally showed up and he was just the most professional. And the thing is, all the people that I worked with before that were good were really, let's just say, big personalities. And and you know, so it was nice to like see like a modest, not like put together,
A shy guy.
sweet
Yeah.
guy that ripped it. You know, was really good at guitar.
Clang.
Joey was Joey was like the soft end of us in the best way.
He made
sweet
us an
ends.
indie band.
Yeah, I was never into like the Menzingers or the Gaslight Anthem before Latchkey Kids, so I was like, yeah, I guess more on the artsier side, and I think we kind of
It's fused.
yeah, a little bit.
And so we meet, like our middle ground were bands like Pine Grove or
Yeah,
like
Pine Grove.
I don't know what's another band in that essence. Mostly Pine Grove, honestly.
Probably just
Like,
Pine
yo,
Grove.
what band do you guys all listen to?
But yeah.
Yeah, but
he has
then
the Chili Peppers tattoo.
oh yeah,
Nice.
you know these guys.
Yeah. My
Oh, he is
band.
that guy. Oh yeah, I feel like every episode this band comes up.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
When I was listening into your
It's my band.
Holy
Oh, yeah.
Rodeo,
Yeah.
Since it's a
show.
band name, can we say it out loud? Or is
Probably
that
not.
No.
RHSP.
RHSP, yeah.
RHSP, Bruce
Yeah.
Springsteen, and the Beatles are the three constants of this show.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. You know, it's kind of.
You know.
You need to know.
When you know.
Oh, I see it. Sorry, I finally found it. the Jatmo sticker.
There's this too.
Oh yeah, Jack.
Right there. Yep.
That's a
Sorry,
great.
I was looking for it because they're everywhere around New Brunswick. So.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
literally are. I respect it. There's some
Mhm.
like incredibly like how did they get up there like kind of
Yeah.
things.
I think that was Jack's mission was just
I
Ladder.
love that.
get everywhere. It's just him and Sam Creasy, 2 6'5" dudes holding each other up with the sticker.
That's funny.
When I look back on it though, like Latchkey Kids was like probably my first introduction to like basement show culture and
Mhm.
DIY bands, whatever,
Yeah.
you know, like because I didn't know about that, and I didn't know it could be so legit and so like well done. You know
Oh,
what I'm
wow,
saying?
sweet. Yeah.
I think when Joey
Um,
joined the band, it became more of like like we were a band because
Yeah.
before we had Jack filling in on guitar, and I think did we meet Jerry after or before Joey? Before
Yeah.
Joey. Okay. It was cool. Like we had a solid like 3-piece, and like our lead guitarist was like, it was just here and there. So when Joey joined, then it was like, oh, we're a band now. Like it's this is cool.
That version of the band was really cool. We had a really punk rock bassist, our old friend Jerry. Kyle and I were both kind of like grunge heads, I guess. But I really wanted to make like soulful, songwritery, indie rock. And then, so on one spectrum you have the punk bassist, and on the other spectrum you have this like textural indie artsy guitarist,
Yeah.
which is Joey. So then you put those things together, and we had like a cool, like a heavy rhythm section and a really delicate like
Yeah.
Which still
guitar
kind of
section.
happens to this day.
Yeah,
which is cool.
sort of the
Very
recipe.
interesting though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what's nice about it is just we have a lot of similar interests, but I think just the various different backgrounds
Yeah.
is kind of
I-
what makes the sound what it is.
I was gonna say, like, I've heard like a lot of bands we've had on, like how they met is like, oh wow, that's like a very low chance. The way it sounds you guys got together, I think it's like prophesized. Like it was like a
Feels
friend
like
of a
that.
friend of a friend for like both Kyle and Joey, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys were just meant to be.
If I still am alive today after that Craigslist post, it was definitely a prophecy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Craig or whatever
we
his name
started
is.
realizing
He's
there was
trying to
like
get you there.
similarities in like, I don't know. We're all the oldest like guys in
Mhm.
our families too, kinda like the you two are kind of like only childs, only
Child.
children.
Jeez.
On a technicality.
On a yeah.
Technicality.
On a stepsister.
Yeah.
She's 3 or now she's 9, but
But that like I think plays into like being a latchkey kid, Is
Yeah.
also like the actual expression, It's like we're all kind of like figuring it out like in the dark a little bit,
Mm.
and that's kind of part of the energy, and laughing about a lot of our funny childhoods and
Yeah.
Yeah.
trauma and the trauma and all that.
laughing at the trauma.
But yeah, just similar kind of shy boy with the
Yeah.
of us actually.
That's so interesting though, 'cause like this is like we've spent an hour on lore alone, and that's just awesome. That's like that's so
we can
great.
we can get as deep as you need on
Yeah.
Lord.
Listen,
we get
yeah.
deep here.
Let's
Yeah.
get deeper, man.
Conversations.
It's always exciting when my favorite thing now is like we have friends that were maybe a little bit older than us or even younger that are now like super big bands.
Yeah.
And so that has happened to us where we know a lot of people.
It's
that are,
cool.
like,
I mean,
yeah,
blown
they're like
up.
blow up or
But
whatever.
yeah, it's just crazy. Like the like there's so many bands out there. Like I feel like I know a lot of local bands, like from here,
Mhm.
Philly, New York, whatever. But there's so many I don't know too. Like,
Mhm.
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's so many out there, and it's so hard these days to like, stand out. For sure.
I actually
You disagree?
I disagree because I'm starting to lean into the abundance mindset.
Uh-huh.
The barrier of entry is how willing you are to just keep doing it.
No, yeah.
Mm.
No, I
and
agree.
so and I'm fascinated by like the bands that are, in a way, if you think about it, like everything from our perspective, like as a band, the more that like New Brunswick bands are cultivating without us having to do anything about it,
Yeah.
that's like great. I
No,
want
yeah.
there to be a
No, yeah,
huge
it's
New
true.
Brunswick band that we could open for when we come to New Brunswick, you know,
Yeah.
and just
I
use
mean,
our old card.
That's
you know?
that's our goal, is trying to make the scene like as established as possible, because
Right.
it doesn't stay alive on its own.
Absolutely.
And I always do think about, I could have totally just missed this whole thing. You know, I could have went to a different school, whatever.
I went to
thing
like
about-
Rowan.
The thing about DIY is like it's kind of low key on purpose, you know.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, if you don't know about
yeah, you
any
gotta,
of this, you can't find
yeah,
it
if
on
no
the
one
internet.
tells you, you're not like finding it.
Yeah, it's the hidden gem of
Um,
Hub City.
But
Yeah.
it's interesting, and I mean, I agree with what you say about like the abundance and cultivating the scene. Like, rising tide raises all boats. You know, like,
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly.
one thing I have learned from Bruce, and something that's stuck around with me, is like the reason he made it was because like he was gonna make it no matter what. You know, he wasn't doing anything else.
Yeah.
And,
Right. Right.
Like, that was his passion. He knew
Mm.
he was born to do this, and he put everything into it. And I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's really interesting when it comes to like an artist, whatever. You know?
I mean, I cried so much reading Born to Run because he also, if you think about it, like he at a time when like drugs were really big in rock and roll and like alcohol and stuff, Bruce was sober for years.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't even drink
I
alcohol.
mean, it's really respectable.
you know,
but-
he didn't drink alcohol like well into his career, which
Mm.
is to me as like somebody that grew up in like a religious background, and I grew up not drinking. I don't drink now. It just works for me not to.
yeah.
I found a lot of like relation to him. He's like he's a weird guy, kind of.
He is definitely
kind of a
weird.
weird guy, and I feel like a weird guy a lot of the time, and so it was
But it's
Cool.
I think about like reading it. I think about like there's a world where like he never got like picked up or whatever. He never,
Yeah.
you know. But he'd still probably be playing Asbury Park, Stone Pony, like, you know.
I mean, you could say Southside Johnny is like
Yeah, yeah.
the Bruce that could have been, but
Sure.
you know, but
but all
still
those
has a
guys,
huge
like,
car-
yeah,
you
they
know, career.
still played whatever. I mean, like,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's cool. It's cool.
they're still around. They still
Yeah,
care about
yeah.
their community. You know,
I mean, Bruce still comes around.
Yeah.
Asbury.
exactly. They
Oh,
made a
there
whole
was
T-shirt
a-
about it. You know,
There was a post about like it was like Bruce and some dude fishing or whatever, and it was like a local neighborhood friend meets local musician, and it was like a year or two ago, like
Yeah.
from the Asbury Park like newspaper or whatever.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's
Yeah, I
definitely out
I
there.
heard Bruce might show up tonight, actually.
I wouldn't be surprised. It would be awesome. I mean, he's
I would-
gonna. I hope he stays
Do you
alive.
think
I
you
wanna,
saw the
I want to meet him.
Stewie?
Yeah, I think he
Peterson
would really like that.
I mean,
He loves Family Guy.
45,000 views. He's got to be one of
Bruce
those.
has got it.
Yeah, the biggest swing would be getting him here. Well, that's like
I've
the
talked
dream.
about it. Like, I don't even want to like meet him really.
I do.
Because like I have such like he's like
I want to meet him.
I have such an image of him in my head. I feel like meeting him would like shatter everything.
I don't
And
think so.
No,
And
he's the one
I
celebrity that's
Like,
yeah.
I know he's probably legit, but also like I wouldn't even know what to say. Like, I would be speechless. I just would be like,
Yeah, if we had him on Overnight Sensations, it would just be AJ like slack-jawed in the corner, like
Bruce.
Bruce. he made Born in the USA.
I don't know what I'd say either. I've met a couple heroes now,
yeah,
and you just talk about what you talk about with your friends.
I know, but it's like it's Bruce freaking Springsteen. I
I
don't
know.
know.
There's pressure there.
Yeah.
There is, yeah. Talk about.
Yeah,
talk
he
about-
only was on a podcast.
You know
with
what
the
I talked.
President of the
I know what
United States,
I know what I
so-
talked to Bruce about.
Yeah.
I would ask him. So that was another thing in reading the biography, and I would ask him about Inkwell,
Yeah.
which is a cafe that he used to go to in Long Branch with what's his name?
Van Sant.
Van Zant, yeah,
Little
Stevie, Little Steven, and I used to go there with my friends.
That's
outside,
cool.
And they closed it down. So.
Well, that's like we always had dreams of like Ween. We're big Ween fans, and
Yeah.
like they played in Demarest in 1991 or
That's
whatever.
so crazy.
And
That's just so crazy.
we always think about like if we ever like met them, that's what we would talk about.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Steven always had this like thing he would say like all he needs is 10 minutes, and he could get them to play it.
Yeah, like because they're still
He has a
around. They're
pitch.
still like New Jersey,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania,
Yeah,
down.
They're around here.
Yeah.
The main guitarist, Dean Ween is not his real name, but he like has a fishing like company
Yeah,
where
he's
he
a fishing company in Pennsylvania,
Belmar.
Newport.
You posers do realize that Steven and I met their bassist, right?
I know,
Yeah,
I know, I know. And that's the other thing, but he's not as like he wasn't there from the start and stuff. And
Yeah, I know.
He's still
an
He's
OG,
not. He's
though.
not Jeaner and.
Oh.
Jeaner and,
Oh, you guys just got called out. When they met them, Handy was like, "Dude, we just met the bassist."
I mean,
from
he is
Ween."
the bassist.
Still
He's
like-
the real
still
deal.
like that.
Okay,
He's a real
yeah.
deal, but he
He's not an
didn't.
OG. Yeah.
He didn't like play at Demarest with them because the main. That's like it's the two guys, the main guys.
Oh, that's why. Well, he wasn't on none of the early records.
Yes,
he wasn't
yes,
on the big
yeah.
or the big. I guess the early big ones,
Yeah.
like the Mollusk.
I mean, he still plays with them, and he's like.
Aren't
yeah,
their
he's
names
their
like
bassist.
Mike?
It's
and
Mickey and Aaron. Gene and Dean Ween.
When did he join?
That's so funny.
He's been friends with them since the 2000s.
Yeah,
or since, like,
he's
the
known
late
them for a long
90s.
time.
Oh, okay.
But like
He's-
he
he's
was
in
legit.
Ween.
Yeah, he
Oh,
wasn't
he's
there for the
legit.
inception.
He's,
I
he's
thought
the
it was
bassist.
like-
He's the bassist for Ween.
Okay,
sure.
I thought it was
But-
like 5 years ago.
But-
like,
He's so cool.
But the
man. He's
brothers
coolest
Ween-
guy.
The project that is Ween is like mainly Gene and Dean, like the two guys. You know, like,
Yeah, yeah.
But no, yeah, like we always joke getting them at Demarest, and like he runs like a fishing. He takes you out on a fishing boat or whatever. Just him, like you can book that. There's like a
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's so
but
Unless she's a
I
cop.
feel like I would
don't
hate
know,
that.
but
I feel
like,
like I would kind
yeah,
of
I-
hey, man,
dislike
this is
that.
a catfish.
I'm sure he gets so many freaks that are like Ween fans and like hates it or something. I don't know.
No, I don't think anybody that is egotistical enough to songwrite and start a band wouldn't want people to ask them about their songwriting
Yeah.
in their band.
That's true. That's true.
And unless I guess you're like a really, really big artist where it's like
Yeah.
it's impeding
Paul
your-
McCartney.
Bob Dylan.
It's impeding any privacy. You have like no time to
But
yourself.
everyone has a Bruce story, and I hate to harp on it. It's in the Bruce show, but like, yeah,
Mhm.
everyone, all my parents, they've met him. Whatever. He used to go to the gym that my mom's friend went
Oh,
to,
really?
and he would like
Wow.
walk around, and it's like,
How you doing?
Was he
wife
in
wife
jeans?
beaters. yeah.
Was he
and
was he
like,
skinny Bruce or was he ripped Bruce?
I don't know. This
He's
is like
always Rip
this
Bruce.
is like 10
No,
years.
no, he used to be skinny Bruce.
Really?
Until like Born to Run, he was just a skinny little guy.
Yeah, he was like, if we are gonna be honest.
Oh, okay. Are you allowed to?
That's gonna get pipe clang, I believe.
I don't know.
Alright,
But yeah,
by
like,
today's standards.
but
That's
yeah,
what it
he-
would be called. What he'd be
he's the
called,
goat.
Yeah, he is. the
Anyways, did you want to play any?
I'll play more.
yeah,
I'll play
let's-
in the spirit of New
Wait,
Jersey.
one real quick,
Mhm.
because this is gonna go over air. I'm gonna do the
top
top of the hour.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
When do we wait? When
At the
are we
time you're
ending?
listening, it
when
is
we-
11 o'clock, and you are listening to WRSU FM New Brunswick. We're AJ and Jake of Overnight
Yeah,
Sensations.
this is Overnight Sensations.
And
if
we're
you're
with
just tuning
Latchkey
in,
Kids.
and we love Bruce Springsteen here.
We love Bruce Springsteen.
I know if Pat Heeb's listening, he likes to listen, but he doesn't like Bruce. So like,
What?
so
Top
we're,
of
We'll
the
get
pot.
into that
right
later.
Is this top of the pot?
now. When are we ending here?
We started like 2:13. We can
13.
go like
Okay.
4.
Usually get
13.
2 hours
Whatever.
total. So
Yeah.
all right.
Well, what's the song called?
So this is in the spirit of New Jersey. This is a
Hey.
song named after a Garden State Parkway exit. It's called 151.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's a good one.
Let's try with that up pick.
Honey, you could never be mean to me, and that's the reason why it's always gonna hurt, even when it's not broken. Honey, you always the rain to me, reminding me to change. You see me stuck in New Jersey, and I've never felt so strange, with an angel crawling under my skin. It feels like yesterday I kissed you on the side of your lip. Honey, you could never be mean to me, and that's the reason why it's always gonna hurt, even when it's not broken. Honey, you're always New York to me, in a 90s movie that I haven't seen yet, but I'll watch it in my dreams. The little girl on 51st Street. You still feel like home to me. The tattoo on the side of your hip, the number of the exit sign. Here's 151 kissed. Foolish thought it ever was mine. I'm foolish 'cause I thought it was. I thought it was mine.
Woo.
This is called, what is it called? 151?
151.
Oh.
Yeah, 151.
That's a little high for me. I'm exit 109 all the way.
Okay, all the way. That's not far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little tune, little. That's the acoustic song off the whatever
I
we're
like-
putting
I
out
like
in
that
the
one.
future.
Like that one.
I
Yeah.
think New Jersey is cool for many
Yeah.
reasons,
Yeah,
but
I agree.
one of the reasons is that like I feel like the roads are so important.
I mean,
to the,
yeah,
to the
it's
state.
the whole thing. I mean, you're supposed to, like, it's a commuter state.
Yeah,
really.
but there's like a couple states like that, but like New Jersey specifically, like we're smaller, so like the roads, there's like
No,
there's like
yeah.
5.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this whole country is built on roads and
True.
driving. The whole culture, everything goes back to driving and
Yeah.
how people interact and get
Mm.
places.
About
and-
airports.
Well, it's
But driving's more day to day. Like everyone has an airport, but you know, our whole
I'm
culture.
messing with you.
I know.
Yeah. Well, not to sound like an old guy, but like in youth culture, right? And like being young, you're sort of like there is always that escapism, and so in
Yeah.
New Jersey, like a lot of states, but you know we definitely feel that in New Jersey, like New Jersey is the I think the prototypical like suburban state. It's like where
Yes.
New Jersey and I think PA had the Levitt towns.
Right.
But like, you know, when you think of like what is a picturesque suburban town, it's New Jersey. And when you're growing up in a suburban town, and you know, you don't have a car or you're not allowed to leave the town or whatever, like, or you can only go so far, you know, your imagination fills in
Yeah.
the blanks. And so
Yeah.
that like age between 17 to like 20, when I was like going up and down New Jersey and with a car and whatever, like that, yeah, that's like filled with excitement and
Yeah. I mean,
colorful
there's definitely
imagination, you know.
there's definitely a lot of allusions to like driving and your music and stuff. And that's
Yeah.
I mean, but like
Yeah.
bringing it back to Bruce Springsteen, like he wrote a lot of songs about like his car, and his car is like the symbol in a lot of his songs. And
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's important. I mean, that's a thing of like that's a good point. I think Jake brought up though.
If
Like,
it ain't broke, you know, there's some tropes. If they
yeah,
ain't
I mean,
broke,
it's
you know.
important to New Jersey life,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
you know, it's like it's what like the subway is for a New Yorker. You know, like
Yeah, right.
that's
I'm
their-
probably right about that more. If maybe that's a little more generic than the New Jersey car
Yeah.
thing.
Just
but
a big fan of New Jersey iconography.
Yeah,
Roads,
definitely like
shore,
a
Yeah.
driving
Pine
state
Barrens.
for sure.
that's
I'm
about
very
it.
Jersey
Fine.
Devil.
being wedged
Jersey
between.
Devil,
So I'm
Oh, yeah, the
really
Jersey
interested
pork
in
roll, egg and
like
cheese.
the sort of folksy.
Taylor ham. Okay.
Oh no, yeah, that's a
Sorry,
debate in the
We're
back.
beefing. We're beefing now.
But I like that folksy like language that's been created about New Jersey over the like people that like Bruce that are like in making pop music or whatever or making punk music, like everybody has their own sort of take.
Yeah.
Like Jack Antonoff is like a big Bruce head and he's friends with Bruce and whatever. And Bleachers, one of his like records, Take the Sadness Out of Saturday Night, which is like a newer record. It's like a New Jersey kind of worship
Yeah,
album.
I love New Jersey
Yeah.
so much, and like I can't stand when people bash it, because anyone who bashes it just doesn't know.
No,
you
but
know?
that's what makes it cool, dude.
yeah,
Like
yeah, it's cool.
when you know, you know. That's it.
True.
Those who
Yeah.
know understand.
Yeah, it's exact. And that's kind of a riff on that, honestly. But he calls New Jersey the shadow,
Yeah.
and he says it's the shadow because we're shadowed by these two cities,
Yeah.
and so the sky,
Right.
the shadow of the skyscrapers is like covering all of New Jersey.
That is true.
Yeah.
Like I saw a thing about like why New Jersey's so hated, and it's like there's like the beef with New York. New York represents like the common idea for most of the country, right? And when they
Mhm.
don't like something, that's what like someone out in Kansas probably doesn't like
Yeah.
either. because-
Also, Jersey Shore set us back
that
100
really
years
set us
when
back
they're
a
all
long
from
time.
Staten Island.
they're not. We don't claim
They're
them.
all from Staten Island.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, that makes
Like-
me annoyed.
Like, because people on the West Coast who only know New Jersey and like the 50 Nifty United States song, they're like, they see Jersey Shore and they're like, oh, they're all like Italian and like problematic. And I'm like,
and
come on,
and
bro.
like that.
Well, I had my fair share of Italian girlfriends, so I guess.
I don't think they're very off on that statement. It's not all like that.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Yeah,
But there's definitely but going back to like the highway thing and the car thing, and I mean it's important, and I think it's there's some cool motifs there and whatever. I mean like
Mhm.
one of my favorite Bob Dylan albums is Highway 61 Revisited,
Yeah.
and that's very symbolic in the sense like he's from around Highway 61, which goes from like the top of the United States down like the Mississippi River down to like New Orleans. And he's from Wisconsin, I think. Minnesota. But Highway 61 Revisited is like him going back to that area. Like after he went to New York, after he went to Greenwich Village and made it as like a singer-songwriter,
Yeah,
folk
right.
artist. This is like his first electric album,
Yeah.
right? And he's coming back as like a new person. I think it's cool. He's like revisiting that road that like was so important to like where he grew up.
Yeah. It's like Mitski has this album, Puberty 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And,
Yeah.
Puberty 2 being like the time in your life when like you get to be like you get to revisit things that you liked, but now you get to integrate them.
But now
into
you're
your
like a real person.
yeah, right,
yeah.
right.
I mean, I felt that
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot. Like these 4 years in college, like I was like a kid, when I came here. I didn't know anything.
for sure.
But even when you come in, you're like, you don't realize that until you're like junior, senior. Because
Yeah.
when you're a freshman, you're like, yeah, I'm an adult now. Yeah,
Yeah.
college. Yeah. Go Rutgers, baby.
Yeah, you never. Then you get to the point where you're like, oh, I'm probably never gonna have it all figured out. You just,
Yeah.
you just work with.
You gotta accept that.
As my therapist says, focus on what's working.
Mm.
So,
Bars.
Well, don't you want to focus on what's not working when you're at therapy?
well,
Yeah.
we resolve to that final conclusion. Let's just
Heard.
focus on what's
Focus on what's working.
There's
There's too much going
what was
on.
I
I
gonna
can't
say?
handle it.
I forget.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't know. I love Bruce Springsteen. That's all I
I
gotta
love
say.
Shout out, Bruce.
Shout out Bruce.
We love
Did you say Bruce
Maybe
one
we'll-
more
And,
time?
and who was gonna tell me
Bruce,
that
Bruce, Bruce,
that
Bruce, Bruce.
Pure Heroin by Lorde, she made that when she was 16. That album.
Amazing.
I didn't know
Crazy
that.
non sequitur.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, we're talking about Lord.
I just like
Is it because
well,
Jack Antonoff?
no, I think about like young singer songwriters, but like that's crazy to me. I
Okay,
didn't know
that's fair actually.
and like whatever.
I was in a cafe yesterday, and AJ just ambushes me, and he's like, "Did you know Lord wrote this when she was 16?" And I'm like, I feel like everyone knows
because
that.
I was listening to that album and like I didn't listen to it before, and I was like, for some reason I looked her up and it said she was like a certain age, and I'm like, wait a minute, this came out. When did this come out? This came out 2013, and she's
Yeah.
only
Yeah,
29.
It's
like
insane.
how? I was like,
Yeah.
what? And then I
Yeah,
looked
yeah.
it up, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Everybody it blooms at different rates.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got the raw, untapped emotion at a different age.
But I think back to that, and not to make it personal or whatever, but
Make it personal.
like
buddy.
I didn't know anything at 16. What did I know? She's writing all like
Yeah.
I'm not a songwriter or a musician,
I was
but
still
I
eating
still
crayon.
I still couldn't come up with those thoughts at that time.
You learned how to eat
And
them
I
at that
just-
time.
I mean,
I was still shoving them in
anything.
my
What
nose.
I've learned is that anything can be profound if you give it a platform and a certain spotlight.
It's true.
You know,
That's
so
that's
it's,
true. Like,
So
and I think did she really know? I'm sure she would look back and
yeah,
say,
of course, of
but-
course. And I mean, honestly, sometimes I look back on stuff I've done and I'm like, oh, this wasn't that bad, or you need somebody else outside of you to kind of be like, actually, this is a really cool thing.
Yeah.
you never know how art is going to be perceived.
That's a good point.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, music. I also feel like in the history of the band, we haven't acknowledged our friend Justin here.
Justin.
Justin is joining us on this run.
Yeah.
He is a friend. I actually admire his work a lot. He has a band called Soft Idiot, and we asked him to join. And it's been a really good time with Justin.
Fun time,
I'll let Justin speak for himself. But yeah, go ahead.
I thought I almost got out of it.
Oh. He's like, what am I?
It's like in an icebreaker situation. I'm always hoping they get to.
What's
the
your
end. Did
favorite
anyone
color?
Not go?
What's your
45
favorite
minutes.
movie? What's your favorite color?
Yeah, wait. Actually, just ambush all the.
Oh,
let's
Lord.
actually do that. I want to hear all the personal stuff from Justin only.
What?
Like just like these like
Tell your life
generic.
What's your greatest fear?
My
Justin's
greatest
actually.
fear-
If you want to talk about lore, Justin has lots of lore.
Okay.
He's a fascinating Philly
But
musician.
yeah,
I mean
Latchkey,
that.
Latchkey. How
If
did you
Beyond, he's got
Um,
pre-Latchkey lore.
Yeah,
some more.
I've been around. Me and Hanny met playing a house show in West Philadelphia, I think, and just sort of bonded over like mutual like respect and admiration for each other's songwriting, and also this was at a time when I had just discovered Bruce.
Yeah.
Oh,
were
yeah.
We were
So we
It always
talked about
comes
Bruce.
Oh,
New
And
Jersey,
I
go New Jersey.
I'm from Pennsylvania. I think I'm the only one here. I'm fighting for my life.
You better watch what you say.
I know. I'm being very careful. I'm being
Bruce is your god.
Fresh.
Don't forget that.
But my growing up, my dad's favorite guy was Bruce. He one
Bruce is
time
law.
he's from Allentown, which is close.
That's basically New Jersey.
Allentown,
I'm from
PA.
Bethlehem, which
Yeah,
is
that's
next
ba-
to Easton,
Oh,
where there's a
yeah,
free
yeah,
bridge
yeah,
too.
yeah.
I was like,
That's
I
that's
was
New
like just
Jersey.
there.
It's essentially New
All
Jersey.
of Philadelphia besides like Pittsburgh
I was
is New
just,
Jersey.
I'm never beating the Jersey allegations.
I was just up in the Poconos yesterday.
Oh
Shout
yeah.
out.
My
Right
da-
on.
Yeah, my dad used to have a house in Gouldsboro, if you know where that is. I don't know.
I'm
It's kind
not.
of small.
Poconos
It's
is
near.
That's
it's
my
near
next
Scranton.
band
Near
name.
Scranton and stuff.
What?
Gouldsboro.
That's kind of fun.
Use that. Yeah, use that word in a song.
Gouldsboro.
And AJ, I'll do like a very Bob Dylan. And AJ is down in Gouldsboro.
That's a good song.
And he's skiing.
Skin.
Oh my
Anyways,
god, I love doing the Bob Dylan impression. This is like the third show in a row where we've done it. We've gotten the
always
Bob
And
Dylan.
AJ was down in Gouldsboro. He was skiing.
that's good. I'm sorry. What were you saying? How'd you meet Hanny?
Oh,
You're not getting off that easily.
No, yeah, we talked. It was a moment in time where I was super into Bruce, and every time I would drink even like a little bit, you could not turn it off. My girlfriend at the time was like, she's like, I don't want to hear about Bruce Springsteen
Real
anymore.
real
I was like,
sex,
I gotta
brother.
talk about it.
Aaron said the same shit to me too. He's like, do not put on Bruce in this car right now.
Man, but yeah, I like it was my dad's like favorite guy, and one time he was like trying to enter this radio contest to get Bruce tickets, and he was like sitting like with his like head rested on his shoulder. He developed drinker's palsy, which is like a form of like nerve damage in your arm. It
Wow.
goes away,
Okay.
but he was waiting for hours on the phone for Bruce Springsteen tickets. Did not get them, but. I never got it, and then I asked my friend Dan, who's just like a lover of all things. He's just like he loves stuff, music especially. And I was like, Dan, how do I get into Bruce Springsteen? And he says, Justin, for boys like us. He said, for boys like us.
Maybe that's Nebraska.
Nebraska. Yeah. And I listened to Nebraska, and I was like, oh, now I get it. Now it all makes
yeah.
sense. And I, from there I went to, like Darkness at the Edge of Town, which is
Yeah,
still my favorite Bruce record.
that's real.
Yeah. And it all
Become
comes
the
back
Bruce
to-
show today, but
It's
it
all
makes
about
sense.
We could talk
Yeah,
about
it's-
Bruce.
it's-
If we wanna do this
again,
for the rest of the
Mount
show,
Rushmore of New Jersey.
But you
right
guys-
here.
we know Bruce. We
It's,
know
it,
Bruce.
it makes sense because you guys are like Latchkey Kids is like Bruce adjacent.
They
to me.
bleed
Oh, yeah.
New Jersey.
Yeah,
bleed New
Yeah,
Jersey.
yeah,
Yeah,
in
bring
the
us on
sense
tour,
that yes,
Bruce.
you bleed New Jersey. You've got that like that
Passion.
vagabond-esque
Yeah.
kind
Ah,
of going
yeah.
on.
Oh, excuse me.
Clang.
Yeah.
All those
Clang, yeah.
cowboys?
Slightly vagrant New Jersey cowboys.
Dude.
Like we roll our own
And
cigarettes.
yes, and I think you're the same in that regard. I need to listen to Gaslight Anthem because
Oh man.
If
Yeah.
you
You
want
keep
like
talking
the
about
start, I think that was what we fell in love with.
you,
Was that
you got
band.
an album I should listen to.
At least.
Gaslight Anthem is a 59 sound. That is
Yeah.
the quintessential Gaslight Anthem.
That was what we were listening to when we wrote running
write it
late.
down.
At least we're
Yeah,
rehearsing it,
I
but-
was at See Here
I can't
Now.
believe you haven't listened to that. That record is will change your life.
Alright,
I'm
alright.
telling you.
I love that. I've
Yeah,
been trying
yeah.
to listen to more albums recently. I didn't usually listen to like albums, but yeah.
Yeah, 59
Um,
Sound is the like if you were to take a bite out of a New Brunswick basement, that's it.
All right.
I don't know that I would
wouldn't
want
really
to do
wanna.
that. Yeah,
Probably
sweaty.
have to- it's probably
Out of the
pretty gross.
energy.
Okay.
Mom's
The
house
Okay,
toilet
okay,
in the
okay.
basement.
Spirit of it.
The aura.
Imagine your perfect basement show, and now it's 12 o'clock. Just met this beautiful person, and that is
It's
a total
snowing
stranger.
outside.
And then suddenly, he, she, or whoever they, whatever have you, whatever you like,
Yeah.
they're like, let's go to the beach right now. It's 2 a.m. And you go on this mystical like adventure of love
And that's
after a
Gaslight
basement
Anthem.
show. That's the
Wait, we
Gaslight
did that,
Anthem. Yeah,
but it
no,
was
that's
4
right.
of us.
What? Yeah, I mean,
We-
yeah. That's
did
the
that.
Gaslight Anthem. It's very. Unfortunately, it is sort of very heteronormative, Bruce
Yeah,
Springsteen-esque in that way, where it's guy singing about a girl, but
Right.
I guess we're not too far off
Yeah.
either.
No, I think they were at were they at See Here Now? I think maybe they. I'm not sure. Do you know?
Yes.
Yeah,
Gaslight?
yes.
Because
Yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah.
I was there, but I was there for Bruce. I didn't really see. I didn't see them. I think they were the day before. or
That was
something.
this year, right?
Yeah.
They headlined. Yeah.
That was like a magical experience. Standing in the Asbury Park beach, like him singing, like I don't know.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah, and
like
him,
it.
and him being like, I heard he, like
Yeah.
my friend Jeff, who is really awesome. We're hanging out with him yesterday. He came to our Philly show. Jeff Linden, he has a band called Local Honeymoon, which
Oh, yeah, I know that.
crushes.
I think,
And
yeah, I think
he's
we've been trying to get
he's
them.
another Bruce head. He's part of
Right.
the long line of current songwriters that are influenced by that type of songwriting. But anyway, Jeff was saying that Bruce said something about like, I remember, whatever. I remember playing the
Yeah.
Stone Pony and
He's like,
nobody
I
coming
wrote-
into the
yeah, he's like, I wrote this song just for like a mile that way or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that was like crazy.
What
like,
song was it? Rosalita or?
No, I think it was Blinded by the Light,
Oh,
which he
wow.
doesn't usually play a lot of the time,
I love that
apparently.
song.
And it was cool.
By the light.
That's it.
It's a classic.
Mhm.
Actually, Bruce singing that song.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he wrote
Wasn't it
that.
popularized by like a different artist?
Manfred
than he-
Mann. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a
Yeah.
version most people know, but
I'm probably singing that.
Same thing
version.
with like Atlantic City, right?
yeah,
not
with
Atlantic
the
City.
band.
the band.
Oh no, I don't know that version.
You don't know that version?
I only know Nebraska.
Oh, the band. Yeah, the band has like a real like big version of it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. There's also the other one that's he wrote for someone else. I forget.
Because the night.
yeah. that's
Patti
it.
Smith.
Right.
Yeah,
AJ
Um,
kind of wore a Bruce fit for today,
I've
honestly.
been like
Yeah.
trying to channel my inner
driving the
Springsteen.
Mustang, wearing the
Yeah.
blue jeans and a white T-shirt.
Yeah.
Drag
Oh.
racing later.
Gaslight Anthem
Racing in the
songs, blue
streets.
jeans, white T-shirts.
Yeah. I'm like Bruce pilled right now.
Oh
I listen to Greetings from Asbury Park like 3 times, like the other day.
Yo, that blew my mind
my
that
summer
was
album.
his. I never knew that was like
Really?
his album cover. I just thought it was
Oh.
like the thing that
Yeah.
Asbury had that was like cool, but I don't know history behind
I-
who
I
had it
think
first, but
I think it might be the town, and he like
he took okay.
I don't know because it's like
Yeah.
a postcard supposed to. be.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
can you
yeah.
imagine for your first album, like being like, that's what makes Bruce special. Though. So the whole, in summation, if we're gonna all connect Latchkey Kids, Bruce, the Mount Rushmore, the Magic, Demer's Hall. It's about that Rihanna lyric. We found love in a hopeless place. Okay, and what I mean by that is it's about creating extraordinary, or making ordinary places seem extraordinary.
Yeah.
And like trying to make magic out of maybe what was it, vagabond?
Yeah.
Yeah, making magic out of like vagabond things and vagabond
Yeah.
places.
I mean,
And so that's the Bruce thing. It's like he claimed Asbury Park by doing that
Yes.
for his first album, but who claims Asbury Park in the 70s? Nobody really cared about Asbury like
Yeah.
that. So it's like both like
I mean, I have a friend from
you know.
Freehold who like is mad that he denounced Freehold and whatever, but like back in the day, like it really wasn't a great place to be, and there was he was hopeless there. There was nothing going for him, so he went to Asbury and found something.
But he's
Same
also
thing.
listen, Bruce was also being dramatic.
Yeah, of course.
It's like part of the poetry.
No, yeah.
It's like what we all feel it. Like we all feel like our hometown is like a place that we
It's like
don't.
a drag.
It's a drag, yeah,
You gotta get out of here. You
exactly.
gotta come to New Brunswick and do something.
But then, like Bob Dylan, you revisit, and then you have this, Mitski puberty too, and you're like, wait, this wasn't that. Like, I'm now more comfortable in my skin, and
Yes.
I like the
It's
bagel
the,
shop
the,
here.
The hero's journey, like they
Yeah.
return to their home,
Yep,
like a new
the prodigal
person.
son
Yeah.
returns. Yeah.
Status quo.
But like that special place is like Demarest. It's just a brick building, whatever,
Yeah.
with like
A
asbestos.
collegiate building.
It used to be the hall for football students,
Mhm.
but like we turned it into like this amazing like
Art space.
art space. I still.
Oh, how do I take the guys to see Demarest today? Is there somebody
we
that
could show you.
you got connects?
Yeah.
I'll hit up my
Yeah,
guy.
connect.
Okay, cool.
But like, it's yeah. I mean, I'm not a spiritual person, but I think there's something going on in that building. There's some hauntedness, some mysticism.
Everybody feels the same way.
There's like a
time.
weirdness. Like
We
in there,
all have the same exact reaction to that place. I'm seriously, it's like
Yeah.
it manifests a little differently, but it's all generally the same. It's haunted. It's like a place to like fall in and out of love.
Yeah.
It's a place to learn about your craft.
Again, like I'm not spiritual at all, but I feel that,
Yeah, totally, dude.
Anyways, do you want to play? It looks like you're itching over there.
I'm kind of itching to play, man.
Do something.
I got another song I want to sing with my sister. That's okay. Not a Bruce song. Unfortunately. But I feel like I had this. This is pretty much the other one that we had kind of prepped for today. So, also an unreleased song. It's called Bullet Head.
It's high time. I told you I loved you in my rotten way. I love your rotten head and port wine stain. 'Cause it looks just like a sunset, fragmented on your forehead, up until the eyelid, which acts just like an island, covering an oceanic eye. In your bunk bed, you told me the kids would call you Bullet Head. And I swear I love you so much that when I close my eyes after all this time, it feels like the memory is mine. August is when I always come apart. It's awful, awful what I do to hold on to last year's light. Like that small window in your old apartment sits inside a sweet compartment in my mind. Well, I loved you there, and I love that little light. August, we almost came apart, and I started having nightmares about your new life. I call you at the wrong time just to say hi. Sometimes I ask if it's been easier, or I don't say a thing. But if I make it past the second ring, just know it's gonna hear your voice alive. And then I wake up fountain eyed. August, it's when we'll meet again.
You'll cut your hair again. We'll be best friends again.
August, it's when we'll meet again. I'll kiss your bullet head, I'll kiss your sunset. Right now alone again is just too much to bend to. Give me a year and then I'll marry you. But I'm holding back, thinking too hard about you. 'Cause I know that all this thinking won't bring us back there.
Wow.
That's Bullethead.
Yeah.
Some good
I need
good
that
sibling
soon.
harmonies.
I need that on my Spotify soon. What is it with August, you know? And
What is it with August, right?
I've been listening to August and everything after the Counting Crows.
Oh, now he's.
Oh no! Don't open
Brilliant
that.
record.
Don't open that.
Are you
You'll
into
need
that
more
record?
hours.
Oh, it's one. I think we probably talked about that.
We
when
did,
met.
right?
Yeah,
But
it's one of my
I don't know.
favorites
I just
of
been
all
listening
time.
to it recently.
And do you know who Adam Duritz from the Counting Crows says is his Bible? Bruce Springsteen.
Hey.
All roads lead to
All
Bruce.
comes back.
Yeah, that's a great catch. That is sort of a reference to that.
I've just been thinking about that. I mean, like, August is symbolic of like end of the summer, return to like real life or whatever.
Yeah, right. And it's also the way the like sun breaks upon the shore in New
Yeah.
Jersey in August. Not to get all poetic, but like it's just the colors, the like orange,
Yeah.
red, just
It's a good
watercolor effect that the sun has during that time.
and it's finally not like 1,000 degrees at the end.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, it is, and it's like the cold is starting to break in. It's the meeting of the seasons. It's beautiful. I don't know what else to say. But I was born in August, and then Adam Duritz, the singer of the Counting Crows, is also born in August, and that's why he always felt like August was his new year.
Yeah.
And so for
I
me,
didn't know that.
yeah, and this song in Bullethead, it's like.
I'm gonna get my stuff together now.
Yeah, it's like an anti-New Year. You know, I'm like, it's when I always fall apart. It's when I come apart because that's the New Year is like really loaded. You like confront your own. It's a very existential
Yeah.
thing. You know,
Yeah.
you like confront your own
True.
failures. You're like, so that's what birthdays are too. You know, and my birthday's in August, so I think
Interesting.
That's
I'll throw this
Interesting.
in there, but usually that's when we start doing a lot more band too. Is
Yeah,
from
for some-
August to like the summer, and
Yeah.
then summer is like no good. So
yeah. A lot of
which is
good,
kind of cool.
a lot of good stuff in August. But yeah, it also is just like personal too.
It's called Bullethead.
Bullethead. Yeah.
What does that mean?
So kind of like lyrically, it's just like a nickname that someone in my life used to get teased about at school because they had a birthmark.
Okay.
So I always thought it was a really beautiful thing, actually, beautiful birthmark, and so I kind of wrote it. It's like a love ballad.
Yeah.
To that.
I understand. Yeah.
To that person in that time of my life, you know.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that song though.
Yeah.
That's a good
It's
one.
good.
So, how many unreleased ones have you played so far?
3.
Three?
We could play a release.
They're
No,
like,
no,
play
that's
something
not-
we know.
Well,
No,
I have
no,
because
that's
I have
not-
one prepped.
That's
but
not
later.
that's not my issue. I'm just like I'm trying to like squeeze some info about you about when we're getting something.
Yeah, what's
Well, I will say, be on the lookout when we get off of the store, because we might have another single coming out sooner than
Okay.
And we're the last stop, right?
you guys are the last
Yeah.
stop. This is a homecoming for us.
Aw.
For sure.
Yeah, where's the parade?
Yeah. We got a
Bring 'em
parade
out.
ready.
Bring the
Oh, yeah.
floats.
No, we're so
Yeah, the
lucky.
Eagles have
Um,
cutouts.
Well,
so-
speaking of, we could have, and maybe one day we could have tried to do like something like the church. That's something worth.
Yeah, we gotta figure that.
Exploring.
Yeah, we gotta figure that out.
Run it back.
That was my attempt. The church was my attempt at trying to create something long lasting for New
Yeah,
Brunswick.
that's how we go to Sunday school.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's the next best thing.
Brandon.
It's
The
alright.
other church.
It's okay.
But yeah, the Collab Art Center is like kind of the new space to run stuff. It's not as good, I don't think, but it's still cool. And maybe we could make something happen. We ran a show there that was pretty successful. Yeah,
I know that was the one with Noun, right?
yeah,
That's so cool.
and they were real cool and real professional and sorry, yeah. I'm excited for your releases. and
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna be bumping them for sure. And then, so how's the tour been so far? I heard DC got canceled, sadly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. We
pushed on.
We'll be back there.
We had our representative down there. He was ready.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I know.
Shout out, mom.
Shout out, mom.
Oh, mom's down there right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
He did buy a ticket. We have to figure out.
Is that where he's from?
No,
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 he just works down there.
Oh, heard.
But
We're roping him back up here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Don't worry.
he can't stay away from New Jersey.
Yeah.
He's here
Can
every other
anyone?
weekend.
Yeah, no one. No one.
That's what I do. When I went to school up in Boston. I was literally home probably every weekend on a bus, a 5-hour bus ride every weekend.
What school?
Berkeley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. That
Oh,
that
Berkeley
place.
College of Music.
Yeah.
Very rigorous audition
sorry.
process.
Yeah. I didn't get any scholarships. I sucked. So don't worry about that. That's no. I think if you get scholarships when you go to Berkeley, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You gotta
That's
be
just my
real.
thought process because there were some people that were like full ride, and I get it why. Like they were just like you couldn't watch them play. They were just
Yeah.
got jealous and cried to yourself at home. But it's okay.
It's very
Um,
much a sports university.
Sports.
Whoa.
We did actually
Lucille.
have one sport league. We had one athletic league that only played one other school. And can you guess what jazz kids like to play? Frisbee. We literally had a frisbee team. Yeah, whatever. You would like pass it to each other and like run a little bit and then pass it again. And,
Yeah.
I knew someone who went to like an artistic like high school or whatever in like
Yeah.
in New York, and she told me like their track team had to like run around the halls. Or whatever. They didn't have a track.
I remember doing that in high school. Sorry, I'm sorry.
This guy, the FCC's coming for you.
I know.
Dirty
Sorry.
mouth.
Lucky we're not on air.
Yeah, I remember doing my high school was literally just a square, which was actually really cool. It was a square, and there was a long hallway, and then the music wing. So you were very disconnected when you were down there.
Yeah.
So all the band kids would go down there and eat lunch and everything, 'cause like nobody wants to hang out with all of the at the cafeteria or whatever. But yeah, but the top floor was the lacrosse. Then the track team, they would run around it if it was too cold outside. Yeah.
That's so funny.
But to answer your question about tour a while ago, I personally feel like this was our obviously there's gonna be kinks and everything, but most like professional tour between ourselves. Like I think we've all worked very hard on making the music. Obviously, that's the album, but I'm not allowed to talk. I'm sorry. But either way, but there's
Give me silence.
we've been doing a lot. We've been doing, this is where you like just
Put a
count-
clank over
yeah,
Lots of
definitely.
clangs.
But we've just been doing it's it's very do it yourself right now, and this tour kind of has been our first big thing. I mean, other than releasing the single, but like our first like where we are personally seeing it happen like in real time versus just like at home on a computer.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'm glad we could be a part of it for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, that's great.
Don't die.
Where you guys played Purgatory in Brooklyn, and
Mhm.
where you played Philly last night?
yeah.
Where was
we
that?
played at a little place called Onion Transfer.
Nice.
It was just a friend of ours' house that
Onion.
they,
Formerly known as Union Transfer 2.
yeah.
And they renamed it to Onion Transfer.
That's funny.
Because of a
Yeah, we had to tell the
almost-
story every
an
time.
almost cease and desist.
Almost.
That's
yeah.
funny.
So,
Yeah, Purgatory was awesome. It was a
Yeah.
sold out show. And
Right.
A
Yeah.
lot of people from
cool.
our past kind of showed up, and some new faces too, and it was cool.
Well,
they
yeah.
had a fog machine.
Yeah.
I've heard
That's
you
cool.
guys got like new lights and stuff or whatever.
Mhm.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Don't tell the future people. 5 days from now, we're gonna see the show tonight. About the show tonight. you know?
Well, yeah. Well, I don't want to jinx anything. I'm knocking on wood.
Are you guys gonna
Yeah.
have merch tonight?
Heck
Yeah.
yeah, we
Okay.
will.
Okay. Because
We have
I've
plenty
never
of
gotten a
Tons.
piece of Latchkey merch, and I'm
You're
like,
talking to the merch person over here.
I will be there all night.
I gotta pop out my Brower in the Morning shirt.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I think there's a hole in the armpit.
oh.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
very
Yeah,
Put that arm
attractive.
down.
Okay, I've asked this
Oh,
question to like most of the bands. If you guys could have a signature Latchkey Kids like piece of merch, what would it be? Like a weird item, like
I
a
love
strange
it.
item that encapsulates it.
Oh, not like one we've had already.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Like, what were the other answers for this?
Blush Boy said like a Blush Boy like pink flannel. This Holy Rodeo said this Holy Rodeo short shorts.
Yeah, right.
Ooh.
Booty shorts.
Yeah, think something in like the
we
vein
actually
of
we
like
have booty shorts from another band, and it says what does it say on it? State.
Let's just
Whatever.
go over
what
that.
band?
A band in the past, they're called Wallace from Philly.
Grommet.
Yes, and Grommet.
Yeah, Grommet's
Well,
Grommet's
that's a
actually the
side
side project.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Yeah, What would
What
be your-
merch?
You
Pickles.
guys go through
Pickles
a
in
lot.
a jar.
Pickles.
Pickles.
Latchkey
Latchkey
Kids
Kids.
pickles.
Latchkey pickles.
Yeah.
Homemade
Pickly
pickles.
kids.
Yep.
Yep.
Pickle
Yeah,
kids.
I've been getting into
Pickle Kids is
making
Kinder.
pickles, and it's been awesome.
We
Oh
actually
my
talked
God.
about bringing it on the road, but we were
Yeah.
like, wait, glass jars in a box in a bumpy van.
It
doesn't
would be a
sound
nightmare
good.
to have
Yeah.
an
Maybe
actual
next
merch,
tour.
Yeah.
You can also buy
I like that
pickles.
though.
Yeah.
I'm
Very
sure you guys will figure
Pre-order
it out.
merch or
Very
pre-order pickles.
lame. I just want us to print vinyl.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be so cool. It's so hard though. Like I'm sure it's expensive.
Well, hopefully this
Yeah.
eventually
We have
soon.
new hats. The hats are cool.
Right, I saw those.
Ooh.
Hat, stickers,
awesome.
shirts. We have some old merch too that
Limited.
limited. We actually
Yeah.
sold 3
Last
crew
night.
necks last night. That so if you get a crew neck, then that's
Shoot.
all we
It's
got
kind
left,
of like
so.
one
I'm
of a
breaking the
kind.
bank tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
some limited edition stuff. Do we still have any Week You Ran Away shirts?
We
Yeah.
do. They're screen printed too. They're like really old.
Classic.
How many?
I don't think I could get that because whenever I hear that lyric on that song, I just go, I have to like sing it. I'm like, the week you ran away. So I'd look in the mirror and start like just singing the whole song.
Yeah, oh man.
No,
but
I don't know where my shirt is. With that shirt, I don't know.
Which one? Week You Ran Away?
That's the black one with the white.
With
Or
the keys.
the
You have the
keys.
keys?
Yeah,
That was
That's
a
really
while
old
ago.
too.
Yeah.
That's
I have
even
that,
older.
but I don't know where it is. It's probably in the closet somewhere.
And actually, I was going to plug it right now, but we do have an online store. Come to latchkeykidsnj.com.
All
Your
right.
merch.
Don't do that.
No.
They took everything from me.
I always think more bands should do that because I feel like there are people that want to buy their merch, but
It's
Yeah.
happened. We have
Yeah.
we've been lucky enough to have a
Yeah.
couple kids around the country that order our stuff.
Random
awesome.
That's
towns.
awesome.
Yeah,
I think I
like in
shipped
Missouri,
2 or 3 items last week to like far places. you know.
Tennessee,
Yeah.
That's so
Illinois.
so cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
So and it's free shipping too.
internet.
So
Shout out DIY Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out.
Shout out.
Or X, as we
Shout
say
out.
these days.
Mhm. Wait, what do the kids say now? You got
X. It's X.
Oh, X.
Oh,
right,
Right.
right.
come
right.
on, man.
I choose to not acknowledge.
No, I agree.
I choose to not acknowledge X nor its compatriots.
True.
You have to listen to our king, King Musk. Come on.
Let's not get sound bites.
Oh,
out of it.
okay. Sorry. That was purely sarcastic.
Some clangs there.
Yeah, put some
Please
clangs
put some
there.
clangs there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I should not. Yeah.
We don't even know what politics are really.
No.
Anyways. What?
Oh, sorry. Dude. You could call
No.
that
Oh well,
out.
then I guess
Totally.
I'm gonna have to just play a very non-political song next.
Ooh.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oopsie.
Can I play a song?
Yeah, that's a good
Is that cool?
transition.
That's a good transition.
May or may not.
So this is a song that was on the Week You Ran Away that I think is a real symbol of our band, and there's a lot to say about it. If you're listening in 2025, we have a really weird country with a lot of denial going on, multiple realities, multiple truths, but there is a truth, and it's in person with people face to face of all colors and genders and nationalities. And I wrote the song at a time when America was making no sense to me. And
Did
I
it
was
ever really
thinking,
make any sense?
no, but
Extra no.
extra
the
no
whole
sense.
point of it.
And I was thinking about my adolescence and my teen years and the weird things I would do to try to
Fit in.
maybe not fit in, but
Feel it. Experience something.
yeah, being in a kind of religious household and then also in a very annoying town, like academic sports town.
Yeah, I feel that.
So I used to take my uncle's car out for joyrides, and I was thinking a lot about that, and I wrote the song. It's called Apocalyptic Skies.
Yeah.
Hey man, take a look around. The world is burning down. Your fixture on the couch, can you feign a sound? There's numbness in your eyes and a dullness in your spine. Something somewhere inside you died
too long ago to tell. And when I asked if you were well, you said I never really felt American, like ice cream apple pie, writing lyrics on her thighs, song you've heard a million times, but you never recognize yourself in it. Did you finally find your place in the black parade? Did you pierce right through the crowd with rehearsed hellos for Gerard Way? And did you share how you arrived with an unironic pride? And how you closed your eyes, heavy traffic on the turnpike? Did you finally feel American, like ice cream apple pie, writing lyrics on her thighs, song you've heard a million times, but you never recognize yourself in it. Hey, my mind, this American life. I stole the Chevy and drove it right into the lake, off of Lakeview Drive. What does it take to feel alive? Stealing cars or starting fights? You found new fears to hide behind. Then she cries. Did you make your mother cry? And broken English through the night on the side off of Lakeview Drive. Tonight I'm gonna feel alive, stealing cars and starting fights, stealing cars, starting fights. Then she cries, 'cause she's never really felt American, like ice cream apple pie, writing lyrics on her thighs, song you've heard a million times, but you never recognize yourself in it. Hey. And today the TV brought Americans with their hands up in the sky, watching eager bullets fly. Story heard a million times, but we never recognize ourselves in it. Hey, and I want that field of light and the radio at night to hear Delilah speaking of making love under apocalyptic skies.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but like that's one of my favorite songs of yours. Like,
Oh, don't hate to say it.
That is my favorite song.
I
of
don't
yours.
want to play
So good.
favorites or anything.
I'm
but-
playing favorites. Over the summer, I was driving on Route 18 down to
Hey.
like
As one
like
does.
Belmar or something, because I was just like, I'm gonna go to the beach and it's like night and it's sunset, and I put that song on, and I was just like crying on Route 18. That's
Real.
why you guys are so like quintessential New Jersey in my brain, because like I'm not trying to put you in a box, but like when it's like when I'm like what I'm doing is so New Jersey, it's like so Latchkey Kids.
Yeah. I'll take that any day of the week, man. Any day of the week except Friday. That's when I take my day off.
My rest day.
Yeah, that song is we feel that too.
When did you write that?
wrote that in the summer of 2020.
2020.
2020.
Oh wow.
Yeah, July, August 2020.
So I didn't realize like, see like that came out when that came out.
2022.
2022.
Right.
Mm.
Wow. That's That feels.
And if you
more
keep your eyes
recent.
peeled, maybe a new version of it might come out one day.
Revamp.
You're playing. I hope you're playing that tonight.
No.
Maybe.
No, we don't
No.
play songs tonight. We're just gonna stand
We
there.
do
and
spoken
jokes.
word.
you
Spoken
mean
word.
The
Spoken
song
word,
that
yeah.
you both said was maybe your favorite song? Yeah, no, we're not gonna play that.
No.
You guys are the only two.
Either
It's
way,
only
either way, I'm
unreleased.
gonna cry.
It's only unreleased
one
tonight.
reason or another.
Only if you come up front and sing along and have a lighter out and go like this,
Yeah,
then we'll
let's
play
do it.
I mean, I would, but like people are gonna stomp on my foot. So
Oh,
Yeah, it's
beat 'em
our,
up, dude.
I can't.
That's our theme song. Not our theme song. That's probably morning anthem.
Yeah.
It's our like.
Have an anthem.
Yeah. It's our something. I don't know what it is. It's
Can I
it's
be
on-
completely honest here?
it's
Go
a-
ahead.
You're over it.
This is gonna be horrible. Yeah, it's not my favorite song to play
What?
anymore.
Listen, that's fair.
Nobody's
No, that's
out.
fair.
I'm kidding.
Cower.
Okay.
Okay, bro.
That's a new song.
No,
That's
it's
a new
kind of turning it a little bit into Running Late for me, but that's it. It's strictly a beautiful
classic.
song. It's one of
You
my
gotta
favorite
bring out
songs.
a classic tonight.
song. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know if
man.
you can or not, but
I don't
big
know. We'll
exception.
see. We'll see. Well, I do. We don't have to do it right now, but I do feel like I have one more that I was gonna play for you guys.
Yeah,
just
go
in the
ahead.
Do
spirit
it.
of-
Go ahead.
Go
spirit
right
of
ahead.
New
Doubleheader.
Brunswick. So yeah, Apocalypse Skies, or Apocalyptic Skies as it might be called one day in the not so distant future. It was like probably was like a turning point song for me. I'd
no,
say.
I can definitely see that. Like, just watching from afar
Yeah,
as a fan.
definitely a
and
turning
knowing
point
you.
song. And then I'm gonna play the first song that I wrote for Latchkey Kids. Yeah.
The minute you just played that one chord right there, I was like, oh,
Should I just do
okay.
it? Should I
I
just
know,
do
I
it?
know.
Should I do it the normal way, or should I do it like kind of acoustic? No, I'll do it the normal way.
Yeah.
So this is the first song I wrote for Latchkey Kids. I was 19 years old, and I stayed up all night, and I was in one of the academic buildings, and I wrote it in the stairwell in the academic building, and it was like my love letter to all my friends at the time. It was like the first year where, you know, when you're like a kid and you watch like a high school movie or something, and you're like, wow, I guess that's what high school's like,
Yeah.
you know, and
Is
it's like,
that
yeah.
where
French-
romance happens?
is that where? Yeah. Is that where? Exactly. And or like a cartoon. I felt like I was living like that,
The
like
dream.
like a
You were living
picturesque
Saved by
college.
the Bell, dude.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I just had like this.
No, I know
really,
that feeling.
Yeah, I just had this like crazy picturesque year, and that was my sophomore year in college. And
Me too. That was like
yeah.
we talk about like year 2 was our good year.
Yeah, and it was crazy, and the music and Demers Hall, New Jersey, figuring out like, oh, I actually don't hate the place that I'm from. This is cool, and you know, it was like a coming of age time. And so, prior to that, all the songs I wrote just didn't really make sense. I wasn't leaning into like what was going on. I was trying to make a song, and then this was just like what was going on. It was a journal of appreciation for like what was happening. It's called Creasy's Car.
Yeah,
Alright, I'll play it if that's cool.
of course.
I'm leaving my heart wide open, with oxygen low and my conscience choking. Well, I heard it from Joe, how real people know that the secret of love is illusion. And you know that I'm filled with bull, 'cause Joe never spoke a word about this, though he may have mentioned in conversation how good your lips look undecorated. Would all my worries wash away? Hey, if I were young yet unafraid, for just one day. And you call me a Jersey pretty jester. It's how you fill up my eyes with your one-hand gestures. Your smile decays as you walk through the gray, holding what's left of a tattered bouquet. And one of these days you'll write my lyrics, and one of these nights we'll climb the ceiling, upside down and inside out, every cardinal direction. With all my worries wash away. Hey, you're so young yet unafraid. Every day, don't waste time where you might stay. And place the shower in the morning, won't you stay awake with me? All my worries wash away. Hey, hey. 'Cause I'm so young yet unafraid. Every day, don't waste time or you might stay. And place Brower in the morning, breakfast grits, mended scars, and both of us in Creasy's car. Creasy's car. Creasy's car. Creasy's car.
That's Creasy's car.
Brower Hall Commons.
Rest in peace, Brower. Shout out, Brower.
She's looking down on us.
She is.
Omelet Station was the best. I will say.
That was the original lyric.
Was not mended scars. It was breakfast grits,
Yeah.
omelet bar.
Yeah.
Both of us in
That's so
Creasy's
funny. Oh my
That's
god.
hilarious.
Yeah, that's Creasy's car. I always love that song. Still, maybe top of my favorite things.
Yeah, me too, low key.
I love it.
Can't skip that one ever.
Yeah, I've
Unskippable.
always tried to figure out how to make it more mature or more like musically but it's just
It doesn't have to be, you know.
It doesn't have to be, you know.
It
just
is what it is, and it's,
exactly.
you know,
exactly.
It's great for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, that's such a great one.
That was
And
good.
You said you wrote that sophomore year.
Sophomore year, yep.
Man, I wish Brower was still around. That would fix a lot of things, you know.
Yeah.
You guys don't understand, but like, we're in like the dark timeline where like Brower is closed, and you know.
Please don't say that.
Aren't they gonna demolish it or something?
Yeah.
in like
But
2030.
Rutgers, they have their 2030 plan.
They're demolishing Brower and I think Dem at some point in like the 30s.
No,
they're not
Saying
gonna
the
do that.
30s and it now being like the
No,
1930s.
People are gonna tie themselves to that.
I would
building.
tie myself to that.
Yeah,
building. No, Demorest isn't going anywhere anytime soon. They do have a plan where they're destroying Brower and making that whole area like the new dining hall and gym. That they're making a big mall there.
They're making like
akin
Voorhees
to, like,
Mall,
Voorhees
like
Mall.
that big
Oh wow.
grass area.
So,
they're
like-
making like another.
But
one.
again, they say they're gonna do things. They have not. I mean, I guess they're doing the interior Brower first and then exterior. I don't know. Biggest missed opportunity that we never had a show there. We wanted to have a show there so bad.
Shower brow.
Somehow.
Shower.
We used to,
Chill, bro.
yeah, we used to do some really fun
That would
stuff.
be like, yeah, we did too. We used to do so much stupid stuff.
Yep.
I wish they had
Jake
like
and I like became friends via the milk off at Brower.
milk competition.
Oh, we
Milk
had a-
competition.
drink
Make it
milk
sound
off.
normal. Make it
Milk
sound
off.
normal.
we had some
I don't know if either way sounds
We
wrong.
had-
Yeah. Whatever.
We had, what did we have? Monday Night Raw, which was
That's fire.
That doesn't sound nice.
which was sophomore year, which was a. Am I allowed to say this on air?
PG.
What would we used to do? Well, we used to fight outside
Well,
on
the
the lawn.
word Monday Raw is pretty
Well,
pretty
it's
rough
a-
in its
I thought that was a WWE thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
we
that's-
yeah,
What, you used
it
to wrestle?
was. What? No, we
What are
used
you
to.
talking about?
We used to like lightsaber fight.
Okay. No, that's real.
That's so Demarest, you know.
I'll
so
tell you a
diverse.
story about that after. we
Is
go.
that gonna get a clang? It's gonna get a clang.
That's that might just get like
The whole story.
that might
is
just
gonna
get like a whole like.
No.
Wait, okay.
I don't know.
If we just cut, can we just
I
talk
should-
about
I
that
should-
really
you can
quickly?
say that.
We're gonna say this. We're gonna talk about it off.
I'll
air.
keep
I'll
the-
tell you more details.
I'll
off
keep the
air.
clip though
It's
because
like
that's
midnight
funny.
by now. It's like
Yeah.
midnight by now. So,
Yeah.
All
right.
what was I gonna say though? Yeah, Brower is great. We met at the Milk Off. I beat him.
Stop saying the milk.
Oh, wait, this is sounding weird.
Yeah, Monday Night Raw at the Milk Off.
2 hours is turning
I
back to
wish-
1 hour.
Brower is
55
the
minutes.
perfect place for
Oh,
Demer.
shoot, yeah.
Brower's the perfect place for Demers people to get up to stupid whatever. It's
Stupid
like-
shenanigans.
Yep,
yeah.
we used to. You guys used to do the same thing. We used to.
Not exactly, but
Yeah.
I forget what I was gonna say.
anyways, we're coming to the end of the show here.
Yeah,
right?
we are. But I had one more thing I wanted to say and I forgot because of.
Eight.
Yeah. I can't
Anyways,
remember it. Yeah.
well, what do you got going on? I mean, the show that already happened on.
Yeah. What's
on
the
Saturday.
future of
After
Latchkey
that,
Kids
what
right
do you-
now?
What do you have?
We got a lot ahead of us. I'm really excited for.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking? What are you looking forward to?
I'm not trying to say anything.
When can we hear? When can we hear from Latchkey Kids again? You have a month. You have a.
That's a good question. You'll hear from us pretty regularly. We're gonna be
Mhm.
promoting things, and we're
Okay.
promoting our new single Athena right now. And we made that at Headroom Studios in Philadelphia, which is the same studio that did Modern Baseball and Algernon Cadwallader and Hopalong and
Beach Bunny.
Pretty legit.
Beach Bunny,
Beach
Alex
Bunny,
G.
yeah.
Alex G.
Alex G.
And so
Head.
our guy there, our main man, Kyle Pulley, is a legend. He's a guy that did everything that we're doing now. He's just done it before us.
Yeah.
And he's our
He's our sage.
he's our sage. He's our wise leader. And I don't wait. Can I say if is this a public thing we're allowed to say yet?
I don't know, man.
If I'm asking, I probably shouldn't.
I don't know.
What
that's a later
Leave it
conversation.
ambiguous.
Kyle's plays an integral role in our band right now. That's all I'm gonna say. But he's our producer.
He's guiding us down the
He's a
right
producer.
paths. Let's
He's
just
our-
say that.
he is our producer, and so we got some cool stuff that we've cooked up with him, and we're gonna share.
There's definitely stuff coming. Like there's a lot to do. Yes,
There's a lot-
it's
there's a lot.
not. Yeah, there's stuff coming.
Keep your
coming
eyes
out.
open and your ears peeled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ears
yeah.
open.
Follow-
I
follow
hate
us
the
at Latchkey
vague.
Kids
I
NJ.
want to know everything. I need.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
expect
Patience.
some singles.
I need 4
Yeah.
albums by
I would
tomorrow.
I would expect some singles
Alright, alright.
to be following Athena's release.
And possibly some
Um,
shows.
We're ready. We're eager.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Anyways.
eager beaver.
Yeah. So singles.
Thank you all for listening, everyone. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh no.
No, go
Just
ahead.
singles. Some more shows. Not many in New Jersey. So keep an eye
Might
out.
have
when
to
we
travel.
come. Yeah.
By foot.
Yo,
got
hop
any-
in the van, dude.
You know where they're gonna be?
We are gonna have another show in New York, April 2nd.
Fire.
I'm gonna. This is gonna be the live debut
Where
of
is
the
that?
show. At
Wait, the
Trans
show's gonna be
Pecos in Brooklyn.
Okay.
promoted
Oh,
by them.
cool.
I'll probably
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
come out for that.
April
Possibly,
2nd,
yeah.
Trans
Yeah.
Pecos, Brooklyn. We're gonna be playing with a band called Raccoon Tour. It's a
Mhm.
really cool emo band.
Cool.
Fire.
And yeah, that's that. I will plug that.
All
the
right. All
future.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
This has
thank you all for
been
listening. This
Overnight
is Overnight
Sensations.
Sensations.
I'm Jake.
WRSU 88.7
He's
FM.
AJ.
I'm AJ.
I'm Jake.
And that's Latchkey Kids.
Those
And
Latchkey Kids.
they're cool.
Rock
They're
on.
around.
Thanks, guys.
Rock and roll. Bruce. Something.
Bruce.
Dylan.
The
bye-bye.
futures of rock. All right. I
Good
guess we'll
night.
cut it
Be
here.
well.
Good night.
See you in the future.